Now we let the girl them broke out.
Sounds, you think you are so fine.
Big chat no work, yeah, man, watch the time.
Stop playing with my mind.
Oh, man, no in a joke when she will want the wine.
You call me on the phone.
I know what a talking angel come down.
And now I want you home.
I tell Jackie, girl, me nah use no stone.
Action,
At a bag of mouth,
sweet.
now we make the girl them broke out.
Action,
At a bag of mouth,
sweet.
now we make the girl them broke out.
I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? I need some action, tender satisfaction. My chemistry is flowing. Can you cause a chain reaction? Something in my heart said this isn't right. Causing me to worry day and night. You say that you love me, this I have heard.
And
Don't you know that actions speak louder than words? Second class, don't give me no second class.
what you want?
Whatever you're doing is not good enough.
The next ring of punch.
Class, it cuts like a knife. If you don't want me, just get out of my life, out of my life, out of my life.
Oh, and them want to see us type of loving. Hugging and kissing and no mention caressing when we sing. Girls request the decent type of loving. Hugging and kissing and no mention. Watch this. When up front every time, no second class thing. No woman in the world, I share them something. If you love her from start, why you put on the ring? What you want to break her heart and hurt her feeling?
Second class, don't give me that second class love. Whatever you're doing is not good enough. Second class, it cuts like a knife. If you don't want me, just get out of my life.
I me no stop love how the girl them flex. The hard clothes I make a next girl flex. Me no stop love how the woman never flex. No stop live big I make a next girl. It's like giant food party and the one name and friends them have a name in a see young pan. Talk about say them a love how you stand. So you not follow them keep no one bag of man. But no pay them no mind me time make them run. Can't knock your body them can't do you no harm. Them can't wait to pass them to a mountain. Touch them down to show you in a trap farm. Them a call up your name, not your way down. Anytime you see them you foot kick up and talk about you no stop love how the girl them flex. The answer to the next girl.
Man, she want a man in her life. She sent for Miss a tweet nice, you hear? Ah, why she want to feel nice? So she sent for Miss a tweet, alright. What me say? Miss a tweet nice, they a for the girl day. Tweet nice already and she come back again. Miss a tweet nice, they a for the girl day. Tweet nice already and she come back again. Kiss her on her lips and she started to float. The way she feel like she start to climb smoke. She start get wild and grab on for me choke. She start feel I like man when take coke. But see a girl but wait you not love. She say I miss she love and she start take out. So what happened to your man and she said that take out. I yesterday me go a station go report. Go tell the police me a carry him go a coat. Cause him can't make love him uncle make joke. She say me want a man who no rough and coast. She want a man to move her from pillar to post. And she want a man in her life. A man to make she feel nice. You hear? Ah boy she want to feel nice. So she said finish a tweet nice.
It's a little story about life. Everybody that live will surely die. A lot of people ask the questions why?
They really have
Some people wanna go for so much more before they really learn about life's score. The subject is not to be ignored.
Could I never pass?
Yes, I don't wanna be the one to tell you how it's gotta be.
Never.
Gotta be. Living is the only way I really wanna see.
Good life.
Got to see you gotta live and love. I wanna be the one. You gotta live and love. Before your bridge is burned. Living is the only way. You gotta live and love. I really want to.
You don't start.
For you one time, man, cause him can't take back
when down the gear. Hey, pose for your one time man. You find a good man, and you know him a take care of you. You have your bed. Hey, hand in the air. Shout it out, you expensive, and there you look sweet. Hey, soon turn the wife. Ball it out, you want say pop in a life, hold up your hand. Hey, bounce and go round. Make sure you see your hold the melody. He's surprised. Can't believe on you. So you could have let me you don't do so.
If I never feel you in my arms again,
Pick up the cat, please, baby.
if I never feel your tender kiss again,
Body and shake, she have a taste, man.
if I never hear I love you now,
Pick up the cat, please,
if I never make love to you once again, please understand. Keep flowing, then I promise you that I should never leave This is a one for your baby.
Man, I get busy, call them, yeah, your body ready.
This is a one for your honey.
So we are living in style, now run out of
I
money.
said this is a one for your baby.
So, man, I get busy, call them, yeah, your body ready.
This is a one for your honey.
So we are living in style, girl, you don't out of money. Man is secure in setting too funny. Oh, you not say, man, you still sound happy. I in the upper in him, a pretend him a worry. Him thinks say a next man a pick up your cherry. Him want control you with him one bag of money. I him tell Paul and the one Anthony. Bitch, you back and you like say them about money. I beg you just call and tell him say sorry. Tell him you know the time for no man watch your body true.
This is a one for your baby.
Man, I get busy, call him, yeah, your body ready.
This is a one for your honey.
So we are living in style, girl, you know out of money. Can't tell him. So man, I play number two. No, man, I never still enough to show. But I and I know in and none of that it won't do. Cause anytime you see the little fat pinky loo, me have to sing, say,
Wow, the fabulous darling.
them are the one of them cause she charming.
Every man knows that the woman them a lead.
Them other than pepper seed and them go.
Wow, the fabulous baby.
And she try the old gangster crazy.
Because you put the body, me say me can't resist. Excess amount of loving, excess amount of care, excess amount of feeling is all I wanna share with you. Excess amount of passion, ain't no fate and attraction. I forgive, baby. Let me be your man.
All of the girl them in the world them want to. Nothing it's a more plenty. All of the girl them in the world them want to. It's that every woman if it can every lady can get a good man from the Almighty. Can you own a property just for the making? Can you own that you can live on the rain? Now we come to give the love in everlastingly. Take proper wonder really.
Forever loving, that's what you get.
Right on the clock.
Screaming and moaning,
Eyes of an angel, pretty like a rose. Splendid she look from head down to toes. Girl, just say yes, I make me finger on the ring. Cause every time you pause the baby, leave me one song to sing. No, y'all can't make you worry. Nobody can make you break. No, the way you want to be a nice young girl. That's how people want it. So when wifey come out, them bush to the bone. Them no worry about man, cause them up with them all. Matey come out and I one like she a kiss me, she in a she keep up. Wifey a winner, big sprinter stay on. You the man request me, can't take your lover. It a get loving, around the kitchen. Wife on the moon, she take the plane and go foreign. Matey not ready, tell everybody. She a get the love, but you get the money. Wife exquisite, everything you happy. No worry, you no self cost, everything legit. Yeah. So when wifey come out, them bush to the bone. Them no worry about man, cause them up with them own. Matey come out and I one like she a kiss me, she in a she keep up.
Tell me no say, no pan a look you about me no in the race. So as no matter what you do, must have to get place. Woulda run till you run right out of the place. In the still everything and me take you up without stress. So you are the hottest thing wherever taking place. Like your mama can secret your body with grace. Boy, you're only looking for a while and look here. Remember about your passion when you decide to share more. Can go together like Buddha and Fear. Rosy round stone and that stand clear. Oh, what are you to happen to have you near? Oh, what the fuck are you doing?
Think that one you a goal, me not tell no lie. You could a man control sexy body, girl. Think that one you a goal, so no fear to ball it up, brave and bold, baby.
my youthful days. As I go my way, I don't care what people say. I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age.
Come on, I go to me, I go to me, so I go to me, I go to me. She want a man who can block out the royalty. The I go to me, you know, say in that money, she don't want no lovers, honey. She want the money, she don't want no lovers, honey. She want the money.
Well, I tell you, girls, in my youthful days, I never loved another man in my age. And then the Don, he came along, made me smile all the while. He stood tall and strong, so strong, so strong.
Young man have strength, but that is nonsense. She want a man to let her propose sense too. She want pay like bill and rent, and you know you have to have a big dividend, and down the line your pocket have to have length, and make sure say that your dollars are full of strength.
Stood up and I wonder I never make it to this world would happen new. I just don't have a clue. And sometimes it seems that this world closing ahead of me, and there's no way of breaking free. And then I see you reach for me. Sometimes I wanna give up, I wanna give in, I wanna quit the fight. And then I see you, baby, and everything's alright. And everything's alright. When I see you smile, I can face the world. Oh, you know I can do anything. When I see you smile, I see your rings of life. Oh, I see you shining right through the way now. When I see you smile, oh girl,
Bomba class, sing along.
at me. Oh, baby, I don't know my lady. I don't know see baby. Yeah.
I just say Coca-Cola back and shape it around the place.
Broke up, girl, you on the race. Bomba class, star.
Skin out, girl, you am the shipping at the place. Uptown girl, I'm the shipping at the place. Downtown girl, I'm the shipping at the place. London girl, I'm the shipping at the place. New York girl, I'm the shipping at the place. Canadian girl, I'm the shape. At them have the shape and I give man headache. At them have the shape, make man body shake. At them a fling big stone and bust up man face. At them have the shape, cause war in the plate. I just say Coca-Cola back a shape, I hit around the place. Broke out, girl, you have the shape. Coca-Cola back a shape, I hit around the place. Skin out, girl, you have the shape.
All them attack, girl, make them fret. Now you don't know you are your man now left. You a pimp choice, pimp first prize. Don't punch a out, girl, you are the wife. You are the wife. Wife, man first choice. Wife, you wear the ring. Wife, you a get everything. Well, all of the girls, them, who knows say who not man first prize. How not first choice. How the shock out and back to the seven part of warrior. All them attack, girl, make them fret. Now you don't know you are your man now left. You a pimp choice, pimp first prize. Don't punch a out, girl, you are the wife. You are the wife. Wife, man.
Wine. What a go on. We're there. We're in the building. We're in the building. What's happening? Peace. Grand old chat room. How we doing? Triple S. Day one. Random. Lizzo. What's going on? And Angel Wings. How we doing? Much love. How we doing, folks? The Truman Show has several Philip KD, but you know what? I've never heard of Philip KD until you brought it to my attention. All right, Philip KD. I'm pretty sure he has these hands in many pots, if you know what I mean, when it comes to these codes, these gems. Yeah, Philip KD. We bogging. Check. Check, 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 check. How we sounding? You're he, you're he. You're he, you're he. Hmm? Thank you, Lizzo. Thank you, day one. Yeah, 420 if you got that, I suppose, right? 420. Hey, I've been a busy bumblebee. Busy bumblebee. Can't stop, won't stop. I've got to be up soon for work again. But I thought, we'll touch base, see what's going on. There's been few new things that's come to my attention. So I thought we'll check it out together. We'll check it out together. But I hope everybody's doing well on a smooth Sunday. The days and the time just merges all into one. I just lose track of things, lose track of days, lose track of time. That's what happens, right? When you're busy. It's like he's in your chat room. Lord Snowdon. Yeah, he's there. We've got a Lord in the chat room. Oh, Lord. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. But yeah, since this final experiment, you remember the final experiment when people went to, and apparently saw that, if you know what I mean, right? The final experiment, it had many flat earthers changing their ways, right? Going towards the globe, right? Going towards the globe. Kimberly in the building, what's happening? Marilyn in the building. Yes, Lord. All right, so yes, the final experiment. Oh, we've got Tay Tay in the building. He's on a bike ride. Good stuff, good stuff. Keep both hands on the steering wheel, all right? Keep both hands on the steering wheel, please. But yeah, the final experiment, it had many people, or what I say many, it had a few flat earthers, I suppose, changing towards the globe. Jaren was one of them. All right, Jaren made a big leap, a big leap back towards the globe, which is interesting. But I've seen many people make, leaps backwards. They make leaps backwards. Yeah, they leap backwards. I don't know why. It's wild to me. Right? We're supposed to be going forward. Or you'd think you want to go forward, but they find themselves leaping back. It's okay to go back, to collect some gems, and then you move forward again. Right? But there's another person who actually came out and said a few things. Right? It made me think like, wow. Okay. I know there's some truth to the flat earth movement. Right? We're not that stupid. We definitely know there is some truth to it, but is it the final experiment really? Right? Is it really the end all be all? Can you really pack up and go home? Is that it? Right? But you have your globies who like to push back on the flat earthers, right? But there's one guy in particular. He likes to push back against the globies, I mean the flat earthers. And he's got a lot to say, but it seems like he kind of sees where the flat earthers are coming from now, right? But it's not hard when you think about it. All right, let's have a look. Let's have a look, see. My man, Simon Dan. This one's titled, I'm actually agreeing with the flat earthers. What? Actually agreeing with the flat earthers. That's good news, I suppose, right? Let's dive into this one.
If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you're probably going to think the next 15 minutes is going to be me telling you why flat earthers are wrong. Well, not today. Because despite what some people think, flat earthers don't get everything wrong. In fact, there are several things that they say that are indeed correct. The problem isn't usually the observation, it's the conclusion. So today I want to look at 5 things flat earthers genuinely get right and explain where the science takes us next. Hello all and welcome along to another video with me, Simon Dan. Thanks very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a quick word from me about today's sponsors, Incogni. The number of data breaches worldwide rises every year. That is why you need Incogni. Also take, you can protect your now, 100 removal, exception removal, GX custom code down. Right then, on with today's video, which is all about the things flat earthers get right. Let's begin.
Oh, what they get right. Let's have a look-see, right? Let's have a look-see.
Begin with probably the most obvious one, shall we? The horizon looks flat. You would have almost certainly heard this one before from a flat earther. They'll often point at the horizon and say, just look at it. It looks totally flat.
Yes, correct. Which it does look flat. Yes, indeed.
And you know what? They're absolutely right. If you head down to the coast on a clear day.
What? Simon Dan, what was going on here? Eh? They're absolutely right. I like it. Change of perspective, is it? Normally you got something to rebuttal for this, but I don't know, you're not blazing. Okay, cool.
Stand at the beach and look out to sea. The horizon doesn't appear to curve away dramatically. It looks flat. And honestly, I don't think that's an unreasonable observation at all. Science, after all, has to begin with observations before we explain anything.
There you go. You said it, the key word, observation. Yes, Lord. That's it right there. Bingo. That's why there's so much pushback against NASA and the globe. Because the key word, you said it, observation. And I'm glad you started with that first. Observation. Yeah. So the fact that, you know, the globies have a lot of pushback towards the flat earth community, it shows that, you know, some people lack in observation, right? Let's keep going.
We have to first notice what's there. So when flat earthers point at the horizon and say it looks flat, I don't think they're making a silly point. I think they're making a perfectly valid observation. The mistake comes when that Yeah, all right. Clap it up for sight. All right. Hey, Dan, yes. Yes, Lord. Clap it up for you. Okay. Observation is treated as the final answer rather than the starting point, because things don't always look the way they really are. If you've ever stood on a long straight railway line, you've seen the tracks appear to meet in the distance. Of course, they don't really meet. Our eyes are constantly interpreting perspective, distance and scale, and most of the time they do a brilliant job of it, but they aren't precision scientific instruments. The same thing is happening with the Earth. The reason the curvature isn't obvious has nothing to do with it not existing. It's because the Earth is unimaginable.
He done a Jaren one. I remember Jaren pulling something like this up. Hold on, let me take that back. That was quite funny.
Precision scientific instruments. The same thing is happening.
Yeah, so that's the globe, apparently. Zooming in on the globe. So picture this, right? If this is the people at the top of the world, can you imagine what the people on the other side must be going through? Right? If there's people on the top, right? Can you imagine the people on the other side of this giant sphere? Right? What's going on there?
Happening with the Earth. The reason the curvature isn't obvious has nothing to do.
Oh Lord, look at that. Still zooming in. What about the people from down under? All right, the people in down under, they must be upside down right now.
Do with it not existing. It's because the Earth is unimaginably large. We tend to forget just how enormous it really is. The Earth's radius is over 6,300 kilometers, That's not the circumference. That's just the distance from the center of the Earth to the surface. When you're standing on a beach, you're only seeing a tiny fraction of that sphere. The curve over the distance you can actually observe is incredibly gentle. So the disagreement isn't about what we see here. It's about what the observation actually tells us. A flat-looking horizon is exactly what you would expect on a globe with a 6,000 kilometer plus radius. So yes, flat earthers are right about this observation. The horizon does look flat. Where I think they go one step.
He said it does look flat, but it's not flat. You're on a ball, right? It looks flat, but it's not flat. You're on a ball. That's what he really wants to say, right? That's what he really wants to say.
Too far though, is assuming that because something appears flat to our eyes, then it must be physically flat. History is full of examples where our intuition turned out to be misleading.
No, that's not what we're saying. No, take that back. Take that back.
Is assuming that because something appears flat to our eyes, then it must be physically flat.
No, well, I'm not saying that. No, 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 no. And there's many people who's not saying that. We're just saying the model that you present, or the, you know, the people who you rock with, it don't make sense. Right? That's what we're saying. We're saying there's a flat nature to this realm, not a spherical nature. Now, if you're talking hollow earth, that's a different type of nature. Right? That's a different type of nature. I can see how flat earth would fit inside hollow earth. That's a different type of nature. But that isn't the talk right now. The talk is flat earth seems to be right. So let's rock with it.
History is full of examples where our intuition turned out to be misleading. And that's why science doesn't stop at observation. It uses measurements, predictions, and experiments to find out what's actually going on. Okay, the next thing that flat earthers say that is correct is you don't feel the Earth rotating. You know what they say, if the Earth is spinning 1,000 miles at the equator, why don't we feel it? Once again, I think this is a completely fair question. In fact, if you'd never ever studied physics, and someone casually told you that the ground beneath your feet was hurtling through space at incredible speeds, your first reaction would probably be, really? Because it feels pretty stationary to me. But that's the exact sort of question that science encourages us to ask. After all, we're talking about some enormous numbers here. It orbits the sun at around 67,000 miles per hour. The entire
And we don't feel it. Keep going.
solar system is orbiting the center of the Milky Way. And the galaxy
And we don't feel it. Keep going.
itself is moving through the universe at even greater speeds.
And we don't feel that. How come we don't feel none of these things with our senses? We don't see these things. We don't feel these things with our senses. Are we not human? Do we not have senses? What's going on? What's going on? We must be robots. We must be robots. My spidey senses are not picking up any of these movements. I can't feel it at all. Nothing. Anyone's spidey senses kicking in? You feel these movements? Danger, danger. You don't feel nothing.
Those numbers are almost impossible to comprehend. So it's understandable then when people hear them and wonder why they don't feel any of it.
Yes, I wonder why. Are we really that small? Are we really that small? I mean, I understand, look, when I'm in a plane flying long distances, I don't feel it. I can go to sleep in a plane and you only feel the movement if you know, if it's a sudden change in altitude or something. But once you're in motion, you don't really notice, you don't feel it, right? And that's just on a plane. Can you imagine something on a bigger scale that's set in motion and you've been on it forever, aka the mothership, the lens, something like that, right? I understand where you're going with that, but we don't feel it. We don't feel it.
The important thing to realise though is that your body doesn't actually detect speed. It detects changes in speed. or in other words, acceleration. That is a really important distinction. Think of being on a plane. Once you're at cruising altitude, you can get up off your seat, walk around, walk down the aisle, make a cup of tea, or even throw a small object at someone sitting on another seat. Everything inside the aircraft is moving together at the same constant speed. You, the air inside the cabin, the drinks trolley, the person next to you. They're all sharing the same motion. So from your point of view, everything behaves exactly as if you were standing still. The Earth is no different. We're not standing on something that's constantly speeding up or slowing down or jerking all over the place. The Earth's rotation is astonishingly steady. More importantly, everything around us is rotating with the Earth. The atmosphere rotates with the Earth. The oceans rotate with the Earth. The buildings, the trees, the birds, and every single one of us rotating all together. The idea actually goes all the way back to Galileo. Long before modern physics, he imagined sitting in the cabin of a smoothly sailing ship. If the ship was moving at a constant speed across calm waters with no windows, could you...
Oh, Galileo, yeah. Speaking of Galileo, he also said it seems like there's a world inside of the moon. But you don't hear me though. Let's keep going.
You perform experiments inside the cabin to tell if you were moving or not. If you dropped a ball, it would fall straight down. If a fly buzzed across the room, it wouldn't suddenly be left behind. Everything inside the cabin would behave as if the ship was tied up in the harbour. Without looking outside, you simply wouldn't know whether you're moving or not. That is essentially our situation on Earth. We live inside our own giant ship. And because its motion is incredibly smooth and consistent, we don't feel it. So once again, I think flat earthers start with a perfectly reasonable observation. We don't feel the Earth spinning beneath our feet. That's true. But rather than being a problem for the globe model, which is what they would say, it's actually exactly what physics predicts. Right, the next thing that flat earthers say, which is true...
Yeah, we don't feel it spinning beneath our feet, exactly, because maybe we're inside of the plane, right? Simple physics. The way how you explained it, we could only be inside of the construct as opposed to being on top of it and underneath, right? You said it. I didn't say it. You said it. You used the analogy of the plane, which makes perfect sense, yeah. But you would have to be inside of the construct, my friend. That's the only way it works. You're not going to be on the plane and underneath the plane. What's wrong with these people? Because it all leads back to hollow earth, hollow moon. I like the analogy you use with the plane, but you're going to be inside the plane, not on the plane and underneath the plane, right? Am I making sense? Does that concur? You see why these flat earthers and globies are in cahoots? Because that just don't make sense there, what he said, right? No one goes on a plane, you know, to a destination and sits on top of the plane, right? And sit underneath the plane. You sit inside of the plane, right? Wow. Yeah, hollow earth coming at you.
Is this. Most people haven't personally verified many scientific facts. Now this one might be the most important one of the entire video, because unlike the others, it isn't really about physics or astronomy. It's about how science works. Flat earthers will often say, you don't know that the Earth is a globe, you believe what people are telling you. And if we're being completely honest, there's a small element of truth to that statement. Think about it for one moment. Have you personally measured the distance from the Earth to the Moon? Have you built a particle accelerator to confirm the existence of the Higgs boson? Have you measured the speed of light?
See, he keeps downplaying things. It's not a small element of truth. That's a big element of truth. Dave or Dan, whatever your name is. All right? It's a big element. Get it right.
From scratch. The overwhelming majority of scientific knowledge that any one of us possesses comes from the work of other people. And that sounds like a weakness until you realise it's true for almost every part of modern life. Many of us have never personally inspected the inside of a jet engine, yet we're quite happy to go on a plane. Most people couldn't explain how GPS works, but you trust it to get you to the supermarket without a second thought. Our lives are built on knowledge that has been accumulated, tested and refined by countless other people. The real question is, how do we decide which information deserves our trust? This is where science is very different from simply believing what someone tells you. It's not built on one person making a claim and everyone accepting that. It's built on experiments that can be repeated. If I publish a paper claiming I've discovered something extraordinary, other scientists don't simply congratulate me and move on. They try to prove me wrong. They repeat the experiment. They'll check the calculations. They'll examine.
And they seem to they seem to feel comfortable when it's been, you know, approved by governments or authority, right? They seem to gravitate when it's appealing to authority or government officials, right? I mean, look, most of us would get on a plane because, you know, it's made by, you know, these people in the factories and they do all these things to it. So we feel comfortable, right? Getting on these planes because there's a pattern there, flies, it lands, same destination. But we're not checking these things. What if, like, you know, get on a plane one day and a wing just falls off, God forbid. But with your own car, do we even check these things? Do we check the tires? Do we just jump in them and drive willy-nilly? It's almost like monkey see, monkey do, right? We don't check things ourselves. We just go with the crowd, right? We just go with the crowd. Hey, he's going left. Let me go left. Hey, she's going under that bridge. Let me go under that bridge. We just follow the crowd.
And the equipment. If they can't reproduce the results, my claim falls apart. That's one of the things I love most about science. It's not designed to predict ideas, it's designed to challenge them. And I actually think flat earthers and scientists agree on something very important here. We shouldn't blindly accept claims just because someone in authority made them. If NASA says something, that doesn't automatically make it true. If a university publishes a paper, it doesn't.
Oh, but apparently it does. Apparently it does, Dan. Right, excuse me, you're a bit too late with this, right? The indoctrination has happened. The indoctrination is real, right? You've been told to come out and do this. How would they call it? They call it, what's that word they use? Something damage, right? I forgot the word, something damage. Control damage, right? Got to come out and say a few things because you do look stupid when, you know, you don't even question these 5 points that you're talking about right now, right? When you willy-nilly go with NASA and just say, yep, flat earthers are incorrect, right? It says a lot about someone like yourself, but there's many people like you. You get JayDreamerZ, you know, many more like JayDreamerZ. But it's good to hear it out. It's good to hear what you got to say.
Make it beyond criticism. Every scientific claim should, in principle, be open to testing and scrutiny. Where I think the disagreement begins is what happens next. Some people here don't trust the authority and conclude, therefore, every established scientific idea must be wrong. But those are two very different things. Rejecting blind trust doesn't mean rejecting evidence. In fact, I'd argue it means looking at the evidence even more carefully. That's why I always encourage people to perform experiments themselves where they can. Measure shadows like Eratosthenes did 2,000 years ago, although it felt like around 419.
Yeah, but when people do their independent stuff, they either come up missing or, you know, it's not in favor because it's not, you know, got that seal of approval from, you know, the bodies that shouldn't be, I suppose. Wow, though.
Million people sent me data the amount of time it took to sort out. Track the stars over the course of a year. Watch a lunar eclipse. Observe the phases of Venus through a telescope. None of those experiments require you to trust NASA. They simply require you to look, measure, and compare your observations to the predictions. So yes, flat earthers are right about one thing. Most people haven't personally verified many scientific facts. That is absolutely true. But science has never asked every individual on Earth to rediscover every single piece of knowledge from scratch. Instead, it gives us something far more powerful than that. A method that allows anyone in the world to test ideas for themselves and see whether they stand up to scrutiny.
Hold on, what did he say there? Take that back.
Knowledge from scratch. asked every individual scientific facts. That is absolutely true. But science has never asked every individual on Earth to rediscover every single piece of knowledge from scratch.
No, they haven't asked that. And they would never ask that, Dan. They would never ask that. Are you crazy? You think scientists would... Come on, Dan. That's what they don't want. You can't go and dig up for yourself. You can't go and do that for... You can't do many things for yourself when it comes to science. So they wouldn't allow it. What do you mean? The narrative would change dramatically if we was allowed to, you know, dig wherever we want, research wherever we want, do science where and whenever we want. You can't do these things. Are you crazy? They would never allow it, Dan. It's set in stone. Right? It's just can you just imagine everybody around the world doing their own independent research and then coming up near enough with the same conclusion that everything's a lie? Come on, Dan. You know that and I know that. That's the reason why they wouldn't ask us to do it. What I'm talking about?
Instead, it gives us something far more powerful than that. A method that allows anyone in the world to test ideas for themselves and see whether they stand up to scrutiny. That's a very different thing to simply believing what you've been told. Okay, our fourth thing that flat earthers are right about is that NASA uses animations. This is probably one of the most common accusations you'll see online. A flat earther will show a clip of NASA, point at it and say, there you go, CGI. They've practically admitted it's fake. And the first part of that sentence is often completely correct.
Random said he'll remove the sand in Egypt. That is crazy. Remove the sand in Egypt. That is wild. Hey, you know what? It won't be a bad idea, right? See what else is hiding under some layers. Bad idea. Remove something. Twin, what's happening? Lay low. AJ in the building. Salutes. Big up.
NASA does use computer-generated imagery. It uses animations. It uses artist impressions and it uses composite images. Let's think about what the space agencies are actually trying to do. Imagine NASA is about to launch a new spacecraft to Mars. The launch hasn't happened yet, so obviously there's no actual footage. If they want to explain the mission to the public, what are they supposed to do? They use an animation. The same thing happens when they want to explain how a satellite will enter an orbit, how a rover will land, or how two galaxies are supposed to collide far off into the future. These are not attempts to fool anyone. They're visualizations designed to help people understand events that haven't happened yet, happen too far away to film, or simply can't be photographed from the angle shown. And this isn't unique to NASA, by the way. Watch your weather forecast and you'll see computer-generated animations of rain moving across the screen. Medical documentaries use computer graphics to show what's happening inside the body. These animations aren't there because someone is trying to deceive you. They're there because cameras have limitations. And sometimes the best way to explain something is create a visual model. Then there's composite images, and these cause a lot of confusion too. Flat earthers will often show a picture of Earth and say, NASA admitted this is a composite image, therefore it's fake. But what does composite actually mean? Well, it means it's an image made by combining several other photographs or multiple sets of data to create...
No, you're not listening to us, bro. How come you... These people are so crafty, you know. Look, check me out. How come you can go away from the Earth, right? Go away from the Earth, literally get in your rocket, go away from the Earth, show us images in 4K, high resolution and everything, go to another so-called planet or a body, right? Come back with something whack. But you can show us Mars in 4K, right? Yeah, you can show me Mars in 4K, but you can never show me the moon in 4K, the moon in like high decent resolution. Nothing. And he expects us to, you know, not question the composite shots. Wild.
One final picture. It's an incredibly common technique. Many satellites don't have cameras capable of taking a picture of the entire Earth. Instead, they scan strips of the planet as they orbit, and those strips are stitched together to create a composite image. That's because the Earth is enormous, and
Why don't they just use their iPhones? Their iPhones seem to be much better than NASA's equipment. Right? Why don't they just use iPhones up there? Samsungs and Androids and shit. How come there's no like selfies floating around that the astronauts took? Like we don't see these. They're whack, man. Stop it, Dan. Stop it.
satellites are relatively close to it. It's a bit like trying to photograph an entire football whilst holding the camera only 1 centimetre away. You'd need multiple images to capture the whole thing. So I think there's just a lot of confusion with all this. There's genuine camera footage, which exists in huge quantities. There are animations, which are clearly labelled as animations. And there's composite images, which combine real data.
Yeah, but you mentioned, hold on, take it back.
You'd need multiple images to capture the whole thing. So
multiple images, yeah, all right.
I think there's just a lot of confusion with all this. There's genuine camera footage, which exists in huge quantities.
Genuine camera footage, right? That's still questionable. We've seen most of them. They're very questionable.
There are animations, which are clearly labelled as animations.
Yeah, and there's animations, as you said, that's labelled animations, yeah.
And there's composite images, which combine real data into a single image.
Yeah, but we've seen that and it still looks like CGI at the end of the day. All of that combined is CGI. Now we're basing our trust, our senses in CGI, Dan. Oh, trust these CGI images. Trust me. Trust me. Just trust it. Just trust it. Trust it. Right? I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but you're saying we've got to trust it.
Once these three ideas get mixed together, it's easy to come away thinking that NASA is hiding something. So once again, I think flat earthers come up with something that is true. NASA absolutely uses animations. Nobody is denying that. The mistake is assuming that the existence of those animations somehow means that everything NASA produces must be fake.
No, let me say that. I mean, there's some times, right, where they show blatant animation. Right, blatant. I'm like, oh, get out of here with that weak shit. But then I think to myself, hold on. There's a reason why they show us things. It's all about programming, right? They don't waste your time showing you things for no reason. Now, even when it comes to these, images of the moon, some of these things will go over your head if you don't know what you're looking at. There's a reason why they probably have to show it in a certain form, because people like myself and, maybe Wim, Godfather, we see certain things in the landscape, in the topography, right? So they have to try their hardest to try and disguise it, make it look like something else, when really they're showing you some form of the construct from different angles. That's what they're doing. But you wouldn't know because you don't know the moon link yet. Most of you are still stuck on flat earth. I've been off that. I've conquered that. I know what's up with that. Yeah, flat earth dome, but it's bigger than the dome. Right? Where is the dome? The dome is attached to the moon. Right? So this is why they will gladly come out and say, yeah, flat earth has a point, because they want you to stop on flat earth. They don't want you to go further than flat earth. Right? It's bigger than flat earth. It takes you into hollow earth, which takes you into hollow moon, which takes you into micro, macro, which takes you into as above, so below, which takes you into the eye, right? The lens. This is it.
Animations are tools. They help explain complex ideas. And I don't think I've ever seen NASA claim that those animations are real images. Right then, our final thing that flat earthers do get right is this. Perspective affects what we see. And actually, I'd probably go even further than that. Perspective is one of the most important concepts in understanding the world around us. If you ignore perspective completely, you're going to misunderstand all sorts of everyday observations. So whenever I hear a flat earther say that's just perspective, my first response is not to disagree, it's to ask a different question. Can perspective actually explain what we're looking at? Because perspective is real, we experience it every single day. I refer you back to the railway track image I showed earlier. The rails appear to get closer together until they seem to meet on the horizon. Of course, we know they never actually touch. The tracks are the same distance apart from one end to the other. It's our eyes that are being fooled by distance. So yes, perspective is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly predictable. It follows rules, and that's the part that's often left out of the discussion. Perspective can make objects appear smaller as they move further away. It can make parallel lines appear to converge. It can make distances very difficult to judge, but it can't do absolutely everything. For example, when a ship sails across the ocean towards the horizon, perspective predicts the entire ship should become smaller and smaller and smaller. What we actually observe is very different. The lower parts of the ship disappear before the upper parts. That is why the top of the mast remains visible whilst the hull disappears from view. Another good example is the sun. Flat earthers often argue that the sun sets because it moves away from us and it's perspective. But if that was the reason for sunset, we'd expect the sun to shrink dramatically as it moved away. And I know we've heard this argument about 57,000 times now. Because of course what we actually measure is the angular size of the sun remains constant from sunrise to sunset. It gets lower in the sky, but it doesn't shrink away into a tiny dot before disappearing. So once again, I think flat earthers start with something that's absolutely correct. Perspective affects what we see. Nobody's arguing that. The disagreement comes here with this example when perspective is asked to explain observations that go beyond what perspective is actually capable of doing. It has limits. Understanding those limits is just as important as understanding the concept itself. And I think that's a fitting place to end this video, don't you? Because all 5 of those points have followed the exact same pattern. The original observation was not the problem. They are all true statements. Science begins with observations like this. The crucial next step is asking whether the explanation matches the evidence. That is where the scientific method really earns its keep. It's not about dismissing questions or mocking people for asking them. It's about...
Oh, now it's not about mocking people, yeah? Now it's not that, right? Let me... All right, mark this day. Let me see you keep the same energy. I don't want to see you switch it up after this. Calling flat earthers dumb and stupid after this video, right? Keep the same energy, right?
Taking those observations seriously, testing every explanation fairly, and then following the evidence wherever it leads. So that's it for another video, everyone. I know the flat earthers will probably say they're right about another 405 things or whatever, but I'm going
405 things, you know. Oh Lord, yeah. There's much more things we can talk about, but you know, it's not my place, I suppose. I keep my mouth quiet. I let you do your job. Go on, you go do your job. All right, let me see how far you'll get with that. Let me see how far you'll get with that. Because something's got to give, right? Something's got to give. Give a little, they take a lot. Give a little, they take a lot. God damn. Smoke break.
See, to live is to suffer. To survive, well, that's to find meaning in the suffering. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tears. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tears. I've been through mad different phases, like mazes, to find my way. And now I know that happy days are not far away. If I'm strong enough, I'll live long enough to see my kids doing something more constructive with the time than biz. I know because I've been there. Now I'm in there. Sit back and look at what it took for me to get get there. First came the drama with my mama. She got on some flash, so I split and said that I'ma be that seed that doesn't need much to succeed. Strapped with mad greed, a heart that doesn't bleed. I'm ready for the world, or at least I thought I was. Bagging when I caught a bus, I was thinking about how short I was. Going too fast and wouldn't last, but yo, I couldn't tell. Group homes and institutions prepare my for jail. They put me in a situation forcing me to be a man when I was just learning to stand without a helping hand. Damn, was it my fault? Something I did to make a father leave his first kid at 7 doing my first bid. Back on the scene at 14 with a scheme to get more green than I'd ever seen in the dream. And by all means, I will be living high off the hog. I never gave a fuck about much but my dog. That's the only I'd head off in my last. Just another little come on, headed nowhere fast. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Bags on my feet so I can tear shit. Yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get bags on my feet so I can tear shit. That ain't the half. It gets worse as I get older. Actions become bold. Heart got cold. Chip on my shoulder that I didn't touch. Didn't need a click, but I scared it that much. One deep with the starting with kicks. Catching Vicks, throwing bricks. Getting by, being slick. Used to get high just to get by. Used to have to fall in the morning before I could fly. Ate something. Couple of 40s made me hate something. After some hurt, now I'm ready to take something. 3 years later, showing signs of stress. Didn't keep my hair cut or give a how I dress. I'm possessed by the darker side. Living the cruddy life. Like this, kept with a bloody knife. Wanna make records, but I'm rolled up. Slipping, falling, can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I got to get up. Get back on my feet so I can tear shit. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up. Hey, yo, I'm slipping.
Slipping, falling, got to get up. Grand old chat room, what's happening? That's why there are a lot of one-hit wonders. Not everybody sold out. I kind of hear you there. Yeah, I do hear what you're saying. Yes, Lord. You do hear them stories about those people that got themselves in a sticky situation and then they had to hit the road. Right? You do hear them from time to time. But what happens to them? They either come up missing or sometimes they realize they got to go back to the machine. Right? They got to go back to the machine. The ones that don't go back is the one that you find that are strung out on the hard drugs and these things, right? Most of the times, that's like the, how would you call it? Child prodigies, right? Yeah. The ones that come up through the machine, if you know what I mean. Whether it's acting or singing. Whenever it's the machine, they always get themselves strung out, right? Wow. There's no humans get famous. I'm mocking the English language, therefore the English is not good. Oh Lord. Gonna get them upset. England. Yes, he said, I love this chat. We love you too, Random. 420 if you got that. So yes, for those of you who are not aware, dropped something new the other day, starting a new little series, Moon TV. Right, first episode dropped, which is Lunette. Right, I'm bringing something new to the table, the Lunette. Right, so that's the first episode. I'm covering the moon, many topics to do with the moon and the eye and the lens. Right, that's where we're heading. That's where we're heading. I don't know, in the building. Yes, Lord. UK family in the building. What's goody? What's goody? acting and singing to make royalties. Woof. Mhm. Maybe that's another form of, you know, a lower class of royalty, celebrities, because they do feel like they're above the common people now. Once they've elevated and made a few dollars, made a few pounds, right? They do seem to hold their head up high in the clouds. Mhm. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the bloodline thing. This machine has been going for a long time. Yeah, this machine has been going for a long time. It's been going for a long time. Don't let them fool you. You know, this has only just come about. This has been going for a long time. Mm. It involves many creeds, many colors. There's so many players in this game. Yeah, this machine's been going for a long time. They put it in your face, man, so blatantly. So blatantly. All right. I mean, we've had a look at some of the buildings and all of these things they put out there, right? How do they make these buildings? Right? How did they make these buildings? Hold on, where's that thing? Hold on. What's it called? Oh, let's even look at this one. Right? Hold on. Give me a sec. Washington, D.C., right? These type of buildings, right? They would make you think that, oh, by the way, this is Union Station, right? They would make you think like, you know, people with chisel and hammers done this type of stuff. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. I think machine has been around a long time. Machine done this stuff. Yeah, the machine made the lunette. Look at that. The lunette in plain sight, aka Little Moon, right? This is a lunette, what you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen. Some people would call it an arch, but the name for it is a lunette, meaning little moon, crescent moon, right? We're living in moon buildings. Yeah, we're living in moon buildings. Everything is designed around the moon. Everything leads back to the moon. All roads lead back to the moon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No way man done this. The machine had to have done this. This machine's been running for a long time. Right? A long time. Yeah, they're gonna tell you man done this. Yeah, I don't believe that shit at all. At all. Mm-mm. I mean, listen, the moon now, right? Why would they waste their time on going to this moon? Why would they put that image, that thought in your mind? We're going to the moon, right? We're going to the moon. We are going to the moon. Why the moon of all places? Why is everything based around the moon? Everything leads back to the moon. I mean, now they're going to tell you, you know, no more Mars, right? No more Mars. We're setting up shop on the moon now. Yeah, this is their, you know, their goal now. Setting up shop on the moon. No more Mars. Mars is done and dusted, out of the window. Now it's the moon. Yeah, it's the moon now. But this is the trick. In my humble opinion, I think we've always been a part of the moon. That's what they don't want to tell you. That's what they don't want to tell you. Yeah, the lens. Everything leads back to the lens. I mean, even when you look at the diagrams, right? Look, let's have a look at some of these flat Earth diagrams. Look at this diagram, right? Vault of heaven, right? We're looking at, you know, a vault of heaven, so they say. Right now, look at it. You got the so-called clouds, the stars, the moons, the mountains, the trees, the heavens, right? But if you look closely, what are these things coming off it? Hmm? Right there. What are these things coming off it? What are these things here on the side again? Hmm? What are those things? Could they be these things here? That's meant to be attached. Like I've been saying, it seems like we're living in a, you know, a dislocated lens. I said that a few times, right? And it seems like that's what they're showing here. A detached, a dislocated lens. Right? It seems like they're showing us a dislocated lens, in my opinion. The ciliary fibers are disconnected, as you see here. Right? That's what it seems like they're showing me right there. Living inside the sphere. Now, even when we look at, you know, Jesus again, seems like he's showing the same thing. Living inside of the sphere, right? Living inside of the globe, on the lens, right? Jesus seemed to be depicting the same thing as what I'm showing you. Living inside of something, sitting inside of the ark, matter of fact, right? Sitting inside of the ark. Grand old chat room, what's happening? Oh, I've got Jay in the building. What's up, JayDreamerZ? Said I was just there. No sign of the 1800s at all. What? Yeah? You was just there. You walked through the lunettes. Hmm? You walked through the lunettes, my man. Look at this. Lovely. 1800s, my ass. Hell no. The machine has been working for a long time, Jay. Yeah, the machine's been working for a long time. Maybe the machine put the script together somehow, right? There's us thinking, you know, God's gonna come back or Jesus is gonna come back. When it's maybe a machine world. They put that, you know, image or thought into your brain, indoctrination. The machine might come back and show itself, but I don't see a, you know, bag of bones coming back. I don't see that. But this right here, yeah, machine built. Look at this one back here. Look at all that arch right here. Look at the lunettes. Look at that. Ain't no way hammer and chisel done this. And horse and buggy. Right? Horse and buggy. Ain't no way they done that. No way. Mm-mm. Mm. Getting back to Jesus. Jesus, yes, Lord. Mm. You see Jesus sitting on the lens, right? You see your boy Jesus sitting on the lens in the eye. Yeah, you see that shit. Yeah, I know you see that shit. You're gonna act like you don't see that shit, but you see that shit. It all leads back to the eye. I mean, even in look, what we're talking about, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid, right? If you look closely, there's symbols with the eye again. Now, you got the eye and the lens again, right? With his glasses. So we're looking like a double lens right here. We've got a double lens on the screen, right? Even a triple lens. You got his lens, the glass lens, and then this lens, right? Almost like a trinity, right? His own lens, then his glasses, and then the big lens itself, right? But not only that, look how the lady's eye is covered up, right? With the spoon. Yeah, with the spoon. Everyone's eyes covered up, right? You can even see like almost like it's reflecting half of a something down there, right? Almost like a sphere or a circle shape with another circle in the middle of it, right? But the spoon itself, the shape of it, right? Just the shape of it. Now, that shape, right? Just the shape itself. See that shape right there? The shape itself. They show us that in a lot of things, right? Especially how it's on the woman as well, right? This shape. It's almost like they're showing you female and male, right? But that shape right there, I think this is the same shape they're trying to describe in Egypt, right? That same shape as the construct, right? So hear me out. You will have the moon, the construct, and then the dome, right? Man-made dome, right? The man-made lens in a sense, right? Or is it reverse, or is that in reverse? So you've even got the helix sign next to it. See, look at that. That's connected to DNA. So you'll have what? If that's connected to DNA, this could also be what I'm trying to tell you, the nucleus, all right? The nucleus in the lens, micro to macro, the arc, right? The arc, what we're looking at. You've got the helix next to it, all right? Yeah, I like that. So this will be like the moon itself or the spoon, right? As you see with the lady, right? The feminine aspect, right? And then on top is the lens, the man, right? The dome. All right, see that? It all leads back to the eye. All leads back to the eye, right? That one right there. So this would be shield right here, right? This would be shield underneath. Are we in shield? Yeah, are we in shield? Yeah, right there, underneath the earth, all right? Hell realm. Yeah, underneath that. Wild, right? I know. Off-world content. You're not gonna get it anywhere else. streaming show, right? I think even they were trying to drop us some gems with the reflection and how it all works, you know, as above, so below. Yeah, as above, so below. This reminds me of something I've seen James Terrell create with one of his projects. It's all to do with the lights and the illusion of light. Right? The illusion of light. Just the eye itself is fascinating. The lens itself is fascinating. Chat room saying dual genders in one body. So this could reference the woman first, followed by the man. Possibly. Possibly. The education is highly educated. Show us the lens in your real life. Well, I showed you my lens. I've showed you my lens. I've zoomed in right to my eye. Right, you probably missed that one. It's that one there. We live in a reality that resembles the eye. Yeah, it seems that way. It does seem that way. As much as, you know, all roads lead to the moon, you can't deny that everything leads back to the eye as well, right? When we say the moon, we mean the lens, which is connected to the eye. So yeah, this reality does resemble an eye, most definitely. Most definitely. I've learned something today. Hey, salute to that. Mission accomplished. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I saw a video and they did a close up on the pupil, and the edges around the pupil actually look like fingers. Yeah, hey, I've shown that and I've mentioned that. Yes. Yes, I've mentioned that. You know what else that reminded me of? It reminded me of those statues that you get in the Easter egg island. It reminded me of that for some reason, but I know the video you're speaking about. I've shown that here a few times. Without the lens, would creation have happened? Well, this is the thing. I don't think so. And you know what's wild? You say that, right? Because I remember watching something from the Artemis guys, right? The astronauts. And they were speaking about watching a Earth set, right? Yeah, not a sunset, but an Earth set, right? And one of them said something like, as we're here on this creation, life would not have been possible. And then he proceeded to speak. But the slight pause in his speech, it made me think, okay, I know what you're trying to say, right? And then he also said, as the earth went down, it looked like you could see craters and the moon within the earth. I was like, wow, see, confirmation. Confirmation. That was two things they said, right? About seeing the earth and the craters within the moon on the earth set, right? And then they also said, you know, life wouldn't be possible. And then he took a pause and then he proceeded to speak. So I was like, oh man, you're speaking about the nucleus, you're speaking about the UFO. Right? I know what they're speaking about. These people have a funny word play. You have to pay attention to what they're saying. You got to catch it, otherwise it will go over your head. Don't worry, I've clipped all of that shit. Like I said, we got Moon TV coming. That shit's all gonna be on there. So just be patient with me, right? Clipped all of that shit. We got Moon TV coming, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, go and watch episode 1, Lunette. aka Little Moon, Crescent Moon. Right? Go and watch Lunette Moon TV. But yeah, it's the things they say. It's the things they say. Fascinating. The arch, the lunette, everything seems to lead back to this now. I don't just look at it as, you know, a dome. I look at it as more than a dome. The name for itself, you know, lunette, little moon. Everything leads back to the moon.
Have you ever seen George Washington in his Freemasonic regalia? Obviously, this is a painting, but he was a well-known Mason. Up top, it says Washington as a Freemason. There's a number of things going on here that I would like to acknowledge, but the main thing I want to talk about today is the wedge that you can see up top in this arch. This is known as the keystone. Let me show you a couple more examples where you'll see this keystone. So here you can see this arch going from one pillar to the other, and above where the keystone would be is an eye. This would be the eye of God, and he is looking through where the wedge would have been down at the scene below. And so the keystone in this instance is missing, but notice that there is light shining through that gap. Here's a book cover called The Royal Arch. You will see that keystone up top once again with the circle and the letters. Here's another example. You see light shining through where the keystone would be. And this keystone has been shown in many different ways. So here, as an example, there is a beehive in the middle of the keystone. And here you can see a pin that represents the keystone. It says, "Let there be light." It's referring.
See, even that, the beehive, right? Look at that. They've got the beehive. Look, they've got the beehive where the moon would be, right? Like the nucleus in the moon, the lens. Look. Oh, Lord, I like this one. Right? Look at that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They ain't playing. They ain't playing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that one. I like that.
You can see a pin that represents the keystone. It says, "Let there," shining from the heavens through that hole. And this is where things start to get really interesting. And it speaks to why I'm even talking about this to begin with. But notice that around the scene, there is the zodiac wheel. And where the keystone would be is right in between where Gemini and Cancer is. Here's another example of the two pillars and the royal arch. And right in the middle, where the keystone is labeled Cancer. So there's actually a relationship with this keystone and Cancer. This
Hey, the keystone and Cancer. I like that. I'm a Cancer baby. In case you didn't know, I was made for this. Yeah, they put me at the top of this bitch. Look at this. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Look at me. Yeah. They knew I was coming in this game to kick ass. Yes, Lord. They put me at the top of this shit. Show some goddamn respect. Yes, Lord. Cancer baby.
This is really important.
This is my shit. We're the center of this. The moon, I told you. It leads back to it. Let's keep going.
Important stuff. Here you can see why Cancer is depicted as being the top of the arch, because what they're really showing is the beginning of 3 of the 4 seasons. So Aries begins spring, Cancer begins summer, and then we have Libra, which begins the fall. Here they're very explicit that Cancer represents the keystone. Notice that there's 7 stars beneath the keystone. This is symbolic for a lot of different reasons. The letter G, by the way, as an example, is the 7th letter of the alphabet.
Yeah, the 7 stars, even what's his name? That's a reference for the 7 planets, 7 continents, and all that stuff again. But what's his name? George, the George boy again. He's got the 7 on his thing. We're gonna go back to that afterwards. Is it on that one? I'm gonna go back to that.
which I think is interesting. And the major arcana card that corresponds with Cancer is the Chariot card, which is the 7th card of the major arcana. And then also, most of Cancer takes place during the 7th month, which is July. Here's another wedge.
Boom. That's me. Hey, they're talking to me. They're talking to me. I love this shit, man. I love this shit. Hey, Jay, what's happening, partner? Hey, let me know if you want that link. I'll throw that down there. Big up to you and the family. Hey, how's the boy, by the way? How's the boy? I hope the boy's doing well, man. All right, make sure you put a lot of time. Well, here's me telling you what to do. I know you do the correct thing anyway, but big up to you and the boy. Salutes.
Notice that the wedge at the very top has the letter chet. This is CHET. This is a Hebrew letter. It's really interesting. This letter symbolically represents a handful of things, including a canopy or an enclosure, an inner space.
Canopy, closure, inner space, enclosure. I like the sound of that. Yeah. An enclosure. That's the same thing what I was trying to say with what's his name, Simon Dan, when he's trying to use the analogy of, you know, traveling on a earth, on a sphere, and traveling on a plane, right? Two different things, two different, same methods, but you know, one's on side of the construct and one's on the inside of the construct. So yeah, nice try, but you know, no cigar. But what they're explaining here, you know, the container, right, the shell, the barrier, being inside of something, yeah, that makes much more sense. That makes much more sense, right? Being inside of a construct, right?
It's really interesting. This letter symbolically represents a handful of things, including a canopy or an enclosure, an inner
A canopy, enclosure,
space.
inner space.
And when you have this royal arch motif that is
And keeping in mind, folks, it's right at the top where I suppose Cancer would be again, right? They placed it right at the top.
an inner space. And when you have this royal arch motif that is bridging the gap between these two pillars, you are kind of making a similar shape, right? You can see that the left side of this letter could be symbolically the left pillar, the right side could be symbolically the right pillar, Boaz and Jachin, and the very top could be this canopy or symbolic arch. Well, it turns out that this canopy can be seen in a few different places, including traditional wedding canopies. And traditional wedding canopies have 4 pillars to them. This is a traditional Jewish wedding canopy, but you will see that this motif is kind of echoed in a lot of traditions. As an example, you see it in the chariot card as well. So you see the 4 pillars or posts, and up top, you can see this canopy. And to the lower left, you will see this letter, chet. And, you know, I just think it's fascinating that this letter is associated with this keystone, which is associated with Cancer. It corresponds with the chariot card. And then you actually literally see the canopy above the charioteer's head. And where the keystone would be, you see the crab. And here you see the canopy
Hold
of the
on.
charioteer.
Okay. See the crab. Okay. The claw again. All right. The claw, the crab. Now, why would the crab be there? Because it's all about the motion, right? It's all about the motion, as they would say. You ain't got motion, you ain't got motion, right? How does the crab have motion? It goes side to side, right? It goes side to side motion, right? Just like how you see the dislocated lens swinging side to side, just like how you would see a solar eclipse happens side to side, right? Movement side to side. Mm.
Head, and where the keystone would be, you see the crab. And here you see the canopy once again, and there's actually a symbolic arch on the charioteer's head, right? And where the keystone would be, you see that star. In my opinion, this is symbolic of the North Star. Here's another example. The chariot card has this canopy motif. It has the 4 pillars or posts. And down below, it also has the alternative hermetic title, Lord of the Triumph of Light. This
Hold on. What's that down there? Is that like, what is that? Probably like little moons again. Crab again. Yeah. Like a pharaoh. The ring in the middle. Chariot.
This is the light that's shining through Cancer. This is the symbolic overlap. This is the correspondence between Royal Arch Freemasonry, the keystone, the light that shines through, the number 7, the chariot card, and the Hebrew letter that associates all of this together. Well, remember I showed you the keystone and there's a beehive within it. Well, this keystone is symbolic of Cancer, and it's really interesting that within the constellation of Cancer, you have the beehive cluster. And as you can see, this is really a complete system that's linking all of these various symbols together. And what it really speaks to is this older belief that Cancer was known as the gateway of man, meaning that
Cancer, the gateway of man. I like that. Cancer being the gateway of man. Okay. I'll take that responsibility.
we enter into this reality, into this realm via Cancer, and we exit via Capricorn. This is an older Babylonian belief, and you guys can do research on it. It's a really fascinating.
Right. Oh, the Babylonian belief. I mean, even when you look at the Babylonian, concept of the earth, they got a giant pyramid in the middle. Right? Giant pyramid in a concave structure. Right? What were they trying to tell us? What is it trying to tell us? But I mean, is it even a pyramid or is it an inverted hole? Like, it's up for debate now. It's all about perspectives, right?
Concept when you really think about it. But for now, I just felt like I would introduce this idea and let you know that it relates to Royal Arch Freemasonry and the symbols that are associated with that system, including the keystone. And I just find this all fascinating. As always, I would love to know what you think. Thanks.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, there's a lot of things that, catch my attention when it comes to those Freemason images, but we've got the one here. I don't think we've got it here. Hold on. Let's look. Grab check. Yeah. Yeah. The crab plays this part, man. The modern crab. Claw, everybody. Those. Ball game. Give me a second. I don't know why is it doing that. Check, check. Are we back? Check, check. You're he. I think we're back. All right, cool. So where was we? Yes, George Washington. Right, Mr. George Washington. Of course, that one. Mr. Freemason George Washington. Now, all of these symbols around him, right? You can find these symbols within the eye. Right, look, he's even got the beehive symbol down there. Beehive symbol down there. The nucleus again. I bet that's a reference to the nucleus. Right, the lens. We just went over that. But there's something up here, right? That catches my attention. Right, see these lights, the arrangements of them. Right? See the arrangements of the lights. Like I said, if anybody runs this place, it's going to be the ophthalmologist, right? That's the same shit you see when you go to them boy there, right? That's the same shit you see. See how they're showing you again? Yeah, I know you see that shit. It's not just me who sees it, right? It's not just me. Clearly, it's not just me. I can't just be making this shit up. I can't just be pulling it from out of nowhere, right? It all leads back to them, boy. Yeah, it's the arrangements. It's the arrangements that catches my attention, right? Has to be. Has to be, got to be. We have one that can see. Yeah. Yes, Lord. Oh man. What's the chat room saying? Oh, we hear you. Good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, it's all there. It's all there. That moon stuff is all there, bro. It, hey, the lunar, it's all there. The lens is all there. The eye, it's all there. Don't have to do much. It's all there. Just got to figure out how to present it, right? How to make you understand, how to make you see it from a different perspective. Yeah, when I see the construct now, I see this. Right? We see this. I see this. Chill seems to be under the earth, right? No, this is be the above section, like the iris. This is the mountains that goes around. Someone mentioned earlier about watching the image. Oh, I'm borging. All right, cool. Someone mentioned earlier about zooming into the eye and seeing those hands or those things that look like hands. Yeah, I've seen that image. But if you also zoom into the iris, they look like Rocky Mountains. They look like Rocky Mountains. And I think this is what they're showing you here. This is a cross section of how the Rocky Mountains would go all the way around, which could also be the iris. This shield down here would be the lens. Right, the waters above. Look at the waters above. The waters above there. And the waters above here. The earth there, and that's the waters here. The vitreous, right? So Sheol is floating in the vitreous. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, now these concave, these lunettes or domes, whatever you feel comfortable with, right? Now they make more sense, right? They make much more sense. Now, what we were speaking about earlier with Simon Dan about, authority, appealing to authority and, powers that shouldn't be. They put the narrative out there already and we ran with it, all right? We ran with it. Now, there's another thing that they say about the moon and we just ate it up right now. The craters. Some of these things that they call craters, they could actually be domes, mountains or domes, just inverted. Because the eye does play tricks, right? The eye does play tricks. And they've told us that these things are craters. Some of that may be true, but what if some of these things are actually domes? What if they're actually domes? Right? Domes on the moon. Now, if I was to say to a flat earther, yeah, the dome that you speak about, that you claim to live underneath, is attached to the moon. They wouldn't. They couldn't understand that part. That part wouldn't register to them. They're not even willing to look into that part. Right? They just know flat Earth and dome. That's it. They don't know that other connection to it. And I believe that's the other connection to it, which is the moon, right? The dome and the moon. The lunettes. Where else do we see that? Hold on, I've got a perfect one for that. Right, check this out. Hold on. Bingo. All right, folks. Yeah, all right. We got them. We got him again. All right, where else do we see that? All right, so where else do we see this one again? All right, where else do we see this again? All right, where else do we see this? Look at it. Look what they're showing you. I think they may be showing us this. All right, something like this again. Could it be something like that? All these back to the moon, right? Yeah. Two concave objects reflecting. I wonder if we close our eyes, it makes our inner world turn dark like night time. You know what? I do remember toying with that before. That was quite interesting. You know, people who walk around with shades on their eyes, are they constantly, you know, letting somebody live in darkness? Sounds wild, right? I know. You should look up on YouTube the first, what's that? Have you seen the color of magic? The color of magic? No, I haven't. I haven't seen that. Color of magic. Oh, it's like a movie. Is it a movie? No. The trailer saying, let's have a look. Let me pull that trailer over. Hold on a second. Seems to be a trailer. Let's have a look, see. Oh, what's that?
Welcome to the legendary Disc World.
Legendary Disc World. Legendary Disc World. Wow, so look at that big tower in the back. Look at this. What is that? Whoa, what was that? Hold on a second.
Disc World.
Damn, shooting through portals and shit. Mirrors. Look at that. Who's he aiming for?
Where an evil sorcerer seeks dangerous power.
Whoever says all 8 spells together will gain ultimate power.
And the only ones that can stop him are one clueless tourist.
Hello!
One clueless tourist. Oh my lord. I mean, oh shit. I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. That was hilarious. What you said that? Hello. You're probably gonna say something like, "Do you have Marmite? Do you sell Marmite? Where's your nearest corner shop? Do you have Marmite?" Look at his top. Nice top. Look at that symbolism. I like that.
Blow yourself.
And the world's worst wizard.
I only know one spell.
Don't come back.
Give me the spell.
I have a sword, you know.
What are we going to do, you little scamp?
There's unimaginable horrors up there.
Oh, what is that? Hold on.
Do, you little scamp?
There's
Ah, hold on. I like that. I like that. I know what's going on right here. I know what's going on right there. This is a good little image right here. I know what's going on right here. Look at that. That's meant to be the sun, right? But I know what that is. But look what's orbiting. It's got like little planets or something. Is that 8 of them? Yeah, that meant to be the 8 spheres. Look at that. Okay. Then you've got the disc world, the elephants, and the tortoise or the turtle. It's going towards the sun, right? Okay.
Imaginable horrors up there.
What do you propose to do about it?
I don't know how to be a hero.
From the best-selling novels by Terry Pratchett and the imagination of RHI Entertainment.
I'm seeing things.
Woo, what was that?
RHI Entertainment.
I'm seeing.
Damn, look at that. Look at that. Floating pyramid, floating diamond. I mean, do you know what? I had this in one of my other uploads before. You know, there seems to be a theme in these movies. What the hell, man? It seems to be a theme. What are they paying homage to? What is it? What is it? The floating pyramid, the floating diamond, like the lens. What are they showing us? What are they showing us? That's just hovering, or is it inverted? It seems to be a regular thing. It seems to be a regular thing. Look at it. There's been a few movies like this. It had the same construct, just floating there. And it all leads back to a type of machine. Is machine writing these scripts? Like I said, machine's been around for a long time, right? Yeah. And every time you go into these type of constructs, there seems to be like a hive where life gets created, right? Almost like, you know, I would say an arc, a nucleus of some type where life is kept. Yeah. Almost like it's inside of the matrix or something, right? When they enter these type of constructs in the movies, for most of these science movies, matter of fact, whenever they enter the spacecraft, the UFO, right, there always seems to be a compartment that's dedicated for, you know, embryos or something. Like even Aliens and Prometheus, whenever they enter these type of, you know, constructs, they seem to enter the breeding chamber. Right? Yeah. Where they keep, you know, the species, the embryos, the ark, for lack of better words. Yeah, it's a regular thing. Now, the Artemis astronauts, they keep on referring to Earth as a ship. Right? That's what they keep on referring to Earth as, a ship. They don't refer to Earth as a globe. I don't hear them speak about the globe. They speak about Earth being a disc or a ship. Yeah. I've even heard, what's his name? Simon Dan use that reference before, the ship. Very strange. Yeah, I see that. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you for that. Chat room, big up. Floating diamond, inverted.
Seeing things that most people can only dream of.
Well, hold on.
I'm seeing things that.
Okay, look at that. Look at that. That's going inwards. They speak about falling off the edge, right? But the edge seems to be inwards, right? Inwards, like you're falling into the black hole, like falling into space, right? Falling inwards to get to the earth. Right? You see this and you'd think this is Earth up here, right? They're just falling over a cliff, right? Yeah, they're just falling over a waterfall. But no, I guess this wouldn't be Earth. Earth would be down. Look at the show. That looks like space back there. It's a different dimension. Once you get over here, it looks like a different dimension. Now, we see that play out in many movies. I've showed you this before, right? Hold on, let me show you something. I don't think you understand me. Let me show you in a cartoon form. All right, Jay, let me know if you want that. Hold on, hold on a second, Jay. You can come up, Jay. Come up. Let's chop it up real quick. Let's chop it up for a quick 20 minutes or so. If you go down there, put some pieces together. All right, let me look for something quick. Get rid of that. Yeah, I'm not showing anything. What's it gone? Oh yes. Give me a sec, just looking for something. Cool, got it. Now, I want you to pay attention to this because, like I said, it's in movies, right? It's in them goddamn movies. Right, check. Are we back? Hold on, I need to roll something up. Give me a second. Yes, hold on. You know what? Let me roll something up. Give me a second. Play something for you real quick. All right, 420 if you got that shit.
Hey yo. Hey yo, we started off with the veins on his short black. Laying in his bushes, had to wait for him. Triple beam scales look swell, we had 8s on them. Undercover Valentino with the space on it. Who them dope dealers in the 4-door GTs? Break out the roof with the AR-15. 50 shots later, I was feeling much greater. Bodies dropping, this shit was like a layup. You ain't never sold double ups until you came up. Gianni played 7 grams on the razor. Free slide, they gave my nigga life in the wake up. Kiss a machine gun in his casket, pray he wake up. You ain't never pissed ace on the wake up. Hey yo, 100K, all drug money out at all Paju. Took the ski mask off so you know who shot you. Everything designer, hope it's on, making body bags. Swim Pagani's fast. See Somani suitcase look like karate class. Brick after brick, brick after brick. 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 Brick after brick. Brick after brick.
Hey yo, I built this shit brick by brick, lick by lick. Run it like Jesse Owens, but my kicks by Rick. I multiplied it, now the G-Wagon a 6x6. Shooters come with 2 of them, treat the sticks like twigs. I'm good with numbers. I just met a chick 5'6" and showed her how to stand tall like a 6'5" chick. They wonder where I lay my head and stick my dick. It's nacho cheese, don't worry how I dip my chip. I'm in the Maybach sipping Boobie, let me sip my rich. While I lay back watching movies like my whips I pick. I dreamed about this as a juvie and now this my shit. I whipped it up just like a smoothie, yeah, I risk my shit. Switch that shit. When I shoot, I switch that shit. For the cheddar, I'm a monster, I will switch that shit. With a mozzarella stick, I know this watch is hella sick. They do diamonds up in it like a Rockefeller pick, bitch.
Brick after brick, brick after brick. 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 Brick after brick, brick after brick.
Chat. You're he. Right. Where was we? Where was we? All right, we was over here. All right. Edge. The edge. All right, cool. Let's keep going. I'm gonna let this play out, then we're gonna go back to this.
People can only dream of.
Comes a spellbinding adventure.
People can only
So,
dream of.
what's this? What is this? I wonder what this represents. Jay, have you seen this movie, Jay? What is this? Like a tower with a hole in it.
Comes a spellbinding adventure. The Lord of the Rings, Sean Astin, David Jason.
No, give me a sec.
And Tim Curry.
This shit is. I don't want to do it.
Tim Curry.
Oh, now you want to do it.
David Jason. Comes a spellbinding adventure. The Lord of the Rings, Sean Astin, David Jason, and Tim Curry.
Do you see the 8th color.
Look at that. Look at that. Damn. I see what's going on there. I see what's going on there. That the color, look behind the ring though, right? Look at the color, the rainbow, the arc again. We've seen that, right? Where have we seen that? Right? It's where Jesus would normally be sitting, arc, the rainbow, right? But they're showing you the lens on this one. Right? They're showing you the lens. Right? They're showing you that lens on this one. But on this one, they're showing you the rainbow.
That's the color of magic.
The color of magic.
Damn. The color of magic. Hold on a second. Yes. That's a bit we was looking at. Let me go past it. It's brown hair somewhere. I'm sure it was. Where is it? The hell?
I'm seeing things that most people.
There we are. That's the one right there. All right, now, where do we see this? When you go over into the edge, right? In my opinion, I think they show you not going over the edge, being the outer, but in the edge to go to the center. Damn, Borgin. Borgin, check, check. So they're going into the center, into the middle. Right, same thing what I think they're showing us with this here, right? Into the center. Right, going over the edge. Right, they're going into shield. Right, going over. Now we've seen this played out in a few movies, but when they go over the edge, what's hiding in the abyss? Right? What's hiding in the abyss? Hmm? What's hiding in the abyss? We've seen it played out. I told you it's in everything. Right? It's in everything. I can't make this shit up. I'm not writing the script. I'm just showing it to you. This is what they're showing you. You go over the edge, right, until you get to the earth in Shield. All right. So they're showing you. Yeah, you go over the edge. Jackpot. Jackpot. That's the way I interpret it, but it could be another meaning to it. But yeah, wild, right? It's in everything, man. Falling into space, into Earth, into a hole, right? Into a hole. Over the edge, right? Oh yeah, I think it's time for me to get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Brando chatting, what's happening? Any questions, any ideas? What's your thoughts? I know the CIA is watching. What's that? What's it off? Yeah, someone's watching. Someone's watching. Yeah, no doubt. Oh man, you're a bit too late, man. A bit too late. Getting out of here now, man. Tomorrow's another day. Oh, I'm walking. That's another reason. I'm walking. Look after yourself, love or war. Lay low. Ah, what, you gonna jump on? Let me know. Let me know. I'll keep it going for let me know. Let me know. Let me know. All right, 2 minutes it is. Say no more. It's the JayDreamerZ stuff. Let's cool. 420.
Set aside, this gon' be the best love you made in your life.
This finna be on that playlist that you get faded and naked to my boo. Drop the location, know that I'm racing. Cake don't taste as good as you. I remix it, got lean in it. You fiending for this racket. I seen it through the jeans. Know that I need.
Mic check. What you gonna do?
Yer.
London,
Is that the J?
wake up.
Check, can you hear me? Am I coming in?
Yeah, I hear you.
Nice. Good stuff. I've got you too.
What's up? What'd you think? You never heard of that show? You never heard of The Color of the Magic?
No. No.
Yeah,
First time.
it's based on a book. It's a book by the same name, so they made a movie out of it. And one of my friends got me to read the book, and then I saw that they had a movie based off of it, and like I wasn't sure what the movie was going to be like, but the first minute of that movie, so they show you that turtle, like
Yeah.
the world turtle or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Like a tomb or something like that. I forgot the name of it. They show you this world turtle, and then it's got the elephants on the back, and it's holding the flat Earth. There it is, right there. That's how they start the movie off. And there's these scientists, these like world elite scientists that just have to figure out what is beyond. And so they're lowering people at the very beginning over the edge of the Earth, and they hang them all the way down off to the side, almost like they're astronauts or something, but they're just kind of lowering them down. And they have these little portals and windows to look at the great turtle. And then something happens, and they, like, the line snaps, and they just fall off into space or whatever. So then they're like, okay, well, now we know a little bit more about what's beyond. So the next thing we need to figure out is the sex of the turtle.
Oh.
Yeah. So then they need to figure out what's underneath the turtle, basically. In order to figure out the sex of it, you have to look under it, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes. I like that. Yes.
You see, everyone else that would listen to that would just laugh and think it's stupid and it's pointless and meaningless. And, oh, they're going to look at the turtle's vagina or whatever. No, they got to look under it. They need to look under the Earth. And then in the movie, there's these two characters, the wizard guy and the tourist. And they end up going all the way out and seeing like the whole of everything. They see the turtle and everything because they kind of like go way out into space. They jump into this craft and it blasts off on accident. And they go way out there, and then they see that the turtle is flying it's going towards the sun.
Yes.
And so these people, all the people back on Earth on the disc world, they see this new star appear in the sky. And they don't say it in the movie like that's the sun. You know what I mean? They just kind of portray it. Oh yeah, pull up that picture. Did you see that one? Right around there with the wizard that had the clouds and the star in the back. Right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, so that actor that plays that evil wizard right there, that guy's Pennywise.
Yeah?
He's the same guy who plays the original Pennywise, and he also plays the devil in Legend with Tom Cruise. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he also plays the what do you call it? That dude in Rocky Horror Picture Show that dressed up like a woman.
I don't think I've seen that.
Well, I haven't seen it either, but you know what I'm talking about, like they got like the lips or whatever. Anyways, he plays all those characters.
Oh, one of them types. Okay,
but you could see that behind him is the new star. It's this new star that appears, but it's actually the sun that the turtle is heading towards. And they're headed towards that sun or that star, and it starts appearing in the sky where people can see it. They notice this bright red light in the sky, and it's smaller than that at first. This is like when they're getting really close to it. So it's smaller than that, and the people start pointing at it and kind of wondering at it, but then they notice it's getting bigger, and so they start growing. Concern starts to grow amongst the population, as well it should. Because as you can see, it becomes, what does it become? You tell me. What do you see?
It's looking, you know, I can see like s- a circle here, circle there. Almost looks like it's making the shape of a Megatron or something.
Yeah, yes. Don't look directly at the sun, bro. Okay. Did you not learn? Did you not learn? Don't look directly at the sun. Look to the peripheral. Look to the
Around it.
sides.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you see?
Yeah. Almost looks like a one-eyed something.
Yes. Well, you see the clouds all the way around it, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the same depiction as it's always portrayed in antiquity. That you see the apex dome, you see the apex of the heavens, of the vault of the heavens, the opening in the heavens, surrounded by those ruffle clouds. Remember? Those are the ruffly clouds in a perfect circle all the way around it. Same thing they show you in Harry Potter when Hagrid first shows up in part 1 and he delivers Harry Potter, the baby, you know, and he's bringing him to the Muggle family. That's Hagrid as well. So that's Hagrid riding his little motorcycle or whatever coming down. But anyways, it's symbolized in many different ways, but that's the apex dome. That is the sign of doom, or the dome. That's the doom shape from the Colburn Bible. It's the circle. It's really a threefold circle, but it's the circle within the circle, or the eye in the sky.
Yes.
And so it's red because that is also Nibiru. That is the place where you can cross over. That's the portal. That's the Sipupu in the sky. That the Hopi would call that the Great Sipupu, or a transitional place. It's the place of the crossing, and it's the place of a literal cross that people can see in it, because it reflects the land below it, which is a circular land of Hyperborea that is cross-sectioned by 4 rivers, or the 4 rivers of the Garden of Eden. And that's why sometimes people have reported seeing a cross in the moon in antiquity, or even in the sun in antiquity, because the sun and the moon come from this. They come from this. This is the great star. This is the parent star that produces the sun and the moon. This is the great mother above. We have an earthly mother below, and we have a heavenly mother above, just as an archetype.
Well,
but you can see this is the doom shape appearing in the movie to the people, and it's foreboding doom. So in the movie, there's this great tower directly below this, where the wizards all live in this city. The wizards all live. Oh, hey, did you see my comment about the crab and the cancer?
No.
So the crab, see, why they keep putting cancer at the top is it's represented by the crab. And the crab, when you look at a crab, what shape is the body? It's a dome.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And then it's got the legs that come out of the dome, just like the serpents from Medusa's head.
Just like this.
Yes.
Right there, the lens.
Yes, exactly. So those are like the crab legs. See how it's a crab?
Yeah. Yeah, I see that shit.
Yeah, it's the great crab. And they have they call that the cornerstone. What do they call that? The cornerstone at the top, where they kept saying it was missing?
Yes.
Well, that's the cornerstone of the sky. The earth has a cornerstone as well. There's many cornerstones, but that's that one that we're looking at right now. That's the cornerstone of the sky. That's the gate. That's the heaven's gate.
So
that's the gate of the heavens.
Would you say it's something along the lines of what we're looking at this?
Yes. Wow, you can even see the wings in the sky right there too. So if you were to look up, you'd see like a winged disc. Hey, you could probably take my comment down if you want to.
Wait, I bet so. Let's have a look. There we go. There was another thing that caught my attention on this movie that you're showing us.
Yes.
It was. Oh yeah, you mentioned the.
Oh, that rock with the circle in it. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, there's a few things actually, because there's a few things on this. Where was it? Yeah, that one.
Ah, yes. That's the castle in the sky, or
Mm-hmm.
that's the floating mountain. The floating. That's actually, they call that in the movie the I think they call it something to the effect of the realm of the dragons. And the tourist is like, oh, I've always wanted to see a dragon. Let's go there. And then the wizard's like, are you crazy? Let's not go there.
Realm
But
of
yes,
the Dragons.
that's the realm of the dragons. That's the floating mountain in the heavens, or in the sky, I guess you could say.
Okay, because even the dragon and the serpent is also connected to, the moon itself. But my thing is this now, Jay. Whenever I see these type of floating construct, whether it's a mountain shape or you take it to the sci-fi and it seems to have a, metallic look to it now. And there seems to be, you know, robots inside of it, breeding humans or people living inside megastructures that float like this, and they
Right.
seem to have the same shape almost, right? An
Yes.
inverted megastructure. And it's played out in all these movies. What do you think they're trying to show us in these movies, Jerry, with these same things?
Well, my theory on this is that man, there's a channel called Alpha Talks that I had as a guest on my channel, and he has done a couple of really good presentations about the symbolism of the floating city. And I've seen it come up time and time again in my presentations too. But I couldn't speak on it at first, even though I wanted to. I couldn't, because I had to let it marinate. You know what I mean? Like I don't like to jump to conclusions too quick. I've done that too many times in the past. But I know, when you see something and that's something. That's something. There's something there. I don't know what that is though. I can't speak on it yet, but I know it's there. I know I'm coming back to that one. This is one of those. This is one of those things. So I do feel like I can speak on it a bit now that I've put together more of a cohesive theory on it. So I believe that that portion of the firmament that is at the very top, or the apex, that it breaks off and it will fall down to the earth. It will float down and it will hover above the land that's directly below it. So and it's ice. Like if you think of that as an iceberg, it almost kind of starts to look like one. Like it almost kind of looks like it's a piece of the moon. Can you see that? Like the color? How they do that. Now flip that shape upside down in your mind. Look at the bottom of it, and that becomes the portion that we see, that hangs down. You see the top of it, how it's conical?
Yeah.
So that's the piece that would have been exposed to us, but it's upside down now.
Yeah.
So it comes downward and it flips upside down, and then it hovers above the land at the North Pole, because the land at the North Pole is electromagnetic. So what it does is it acts like, so now what we have here, if that mountain is made out of ice, heavenly ice from the waters above, then it acts very much like how have you seen the videos of people that float ice on top of a superconductor?
Yes. Yeah, I think I have actually. Yes. And it goes in circles.
Yes, it's this exact similar thing. So it becomes it becomes what do they call it? I forgot the name of it, but it's like quantum locking or something, or flux locking or something. But it becomes locked in place in the sky, and it just hovers right above it.
Yeah. Okay.
Until that land loses its, more of its electromagnetism when we go through another flip, and then all of this crashes down to the earth, and becomes icebergs in the Arctic Ocean.
Damn.
Which is why the icebergs in the Arctic Ocean are fresh ice. They're fresh water. They have no salt in them.
Damn. It's an interesting theory. I kind of like that, actually.
But yeah, in the movie, that's where like the dragons live, and so the dragon sort of captures the tourist, but then he becomes friends with it, and he gets to ride the dragon around and stuff. And check this out. So check out. I bet you can guess what time of year this is all taking place. Whenever it leads up to Doomsday, what time of year? If you just had to throw a dart at it, what time of year do you think Doomsday is supposed to happen in this movie?
A day. I'm gonna go with 9/11.
Not a bad guess. Not a bad guess. Not too bad. It's okay. What would be your second guess? You're wrong.
I don't know. I'll probably go with something like Hitler's birthday or something.
Oh, no. You gotta think bigger than that. So,
bigger than that. Okay.
Yeah, bigger than that. I mean, that one's big too, but that's big for a different reason. 9/11 and Hitler's birthday are big for different reasons. They are important, and they share their time in the sun. To use the euphemism, they both share their time in the sun, but right now is not their time. It's not their time in the sun. It is the solstice. It is the solstice. I believe it's the winter solstice. I can't remember if it's the summer one or the winter one. But it's on one of the solstices that this happens. And so that takes us back to, remember you were asking about that rock that has the circle in it.
Yes, where is that?
Very much reminiscent of the one that you're like constantly showing to your audience, or you used to constantly show to them. Yeah. You could call that the moonstone.
I know what you're talking, the Hollow Earth one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you just had it a minute ago.
Oh, did I? Oh, boy.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, you see how they're in that foresty area? That's right around the time when it shows it. Because they come up, there it is. So they come upon, I saw death in there too, the Grim Reaper. So they come upon these druids. So they're fighting these druids in this particular, these druids are about to do a sacrifice upon that altar that's directly behind that circular stone. And they're celebrating the solstice. So they must have this stone with the circle inside of it, this ring stone, because they look through it so that they can line it up with the sun's position. And I mean, I'm not talking about what they're doing in the movie. And the movie is just a prop, but in real life, this is what the druids did. They would create these sun holes so that the sun would perfectly pass its light rays directly through a certain hole that it could only do it on the solstice, whether it be the summer solstice or the winter solstice. And the reason for that is because there were sky watchers. They were watching at certain times when they knew something of importance would happen, something of importance would shift in the heavens. So they would look through these holes, or allow these holes to pass the light through them, or whatever. Same thing that might as well be that staff in the Indiana Jones movie. Remember where he has that staff with the medallion at the top, and he has to stand at just the right place, and then the sunlight shows him where to dig or whatever. Yeah, it's the same concept. So they knew that the sun would be out of place if the apocalypse were to come. So they watched the positioning of the sun to see if it would be out of place at a certain time of year. They didn't know which year that this would happen, but they knew the time of the year that it would happen on, or the season where they could tell, where they can give themselves an early warning device for doomsday, for the coming of this doom shape, for the heavens changing colors and altogether shifting. Whew, buddy.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. I like that. I like that. This is it's filled with symbolism. This one here, man. I could see it, and this is only a snippet. The trailer.
I know.
Where was the other bit that I saw?
Yeah. There's a lot to talk. And then look at all these people that they have too. The guy from the Lord of the Rings and Goonies, Sean Astin. And they got the guy who plays Pennywise, who plays the devil. The same, basically the same character. Because Pennywise is just the clown face, which is just the face of the moon. When it cracks open, when it smiles from ear to ear.
Yeah.
And the moon splits into two. Or the firmament, I should say, not the moon, but the moon will too. You know, whatever happens to the firmament, whatever happens to the apex dome, happens to the moon that we see in the sky. Because
Well,
the moon that we see is just a projection.
There's been a connection. I think it's Mine Unveiled. They've done a connection with the clowns and the Nephilim. Right now, there's also a little link there with the Nephilims and the moon. Right now, when I see Pennywise, he's always depicted in the underworld or in the sewer, right?
Yes.
Now, could that be the same thing what they're showing us with, you know, the underworld, Sheol,
Right.
Right, is in the underworld. That's Pennywise, I suppose. The moon, for lack of better words, right? If the Nephilims are connected to the moon, the lens will be in the underworld, right? This would be like it, the orb, it, right? We're looking at it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The orb, it, right? Like orbit. Now, even when we're looking at this bit right here, they're going into the edge, but is this the edge to go over that side or inwards, if you know what I mean? As they spoke about in ancient times, they said flat earthers spoke about, you know, the edge, or there was debate whether there was an edge. If the world's flat, there must be an edge, or whether the edge goes inwards, right? If would the edge go inwards, and what we see on these movies that they're depicting, when you go inwards, the world is inwards,
Ooh,
right? In a
okay, I
hole,
like that.
in the abyss. Right.
Hey, and if that's the case, then that picture showing the edge of the world might be upside down. That picture might be upside down. So they're going up if they fall off the edge. So what you could flip that upside down, and you could say that that's not water coming down off the edge, that's the firmament coming down.
Damn.
And they're under it. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what they're
Hey, speaking of Mind Unveiled, and speaking of this donut shape, this toroidal field, this circles within circles. You want to see a project I'm working on?
Yes, please go for it.
All right.
Oops, what can I do there? Damn. Oops, what the hell?
All right, let me get it pulled up here.
Nice. Window chat room. All right, someone in the back, they're gone now. Or 20 if you got that, I suppose. Oh, shit. I had a celebrity in the building.
Which celebrity?
Provo Fresh. Cool cat.
Provo Fresh. What's up, Provo?
He's one of those guys that could have clearly been a stand-up comedy act, but he just chose to go the opposite way. Said, fuck it. Right at the last moment, you know, he just dropped the mic and said, fuck it, I'm out of it.
Yeah, okay, I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think I got it pulled up here. So did I tell you about my new trading cards? I'm making some trading cards. You hear about this?
Oh, I think you may have mentioned it once or twice.
Yeah, it's called Spoof Seekers. So it's kind of like a trading card game. collectible cards and stuff, and it features truth seekers that I have, turned into a parody version of themselves, or a spoof of themselves. And I'm just going to show you the rough draft, okay, of some of these cards that I've been working on. And there's different kinds. So there's character cards like you see here. So this one, his name is, I'm probably just going to cut this part out and just turn this portion into the card. This is not an actual YouTube. I just made this all up, okay? I just made it to look like YouTube. But anyway, so this would be like the actual card portion right here. And his name is Sheer Madness. Okay?
Sheer Madness.
And Sheer Madness studies a lot of 11 symbolism and the sacred bones and the Janus symbolism, and he's a black sheep, etc.
No way, hold on.
Okay.
Hold the fuck on.
Okay.
No way. Oh my fucking gosh.
Yes.
No fucking way.
And then I got Bubba Fingers.
Oh shit.
Okay, so Bubba Fingers he's into the Phoenix symbolism. And
That is crazy.
Then,
oh my goodness.
I got AD follows BC over here, and Heathen Replacers. And then I got so hold on, some of these are just concept ideas for insert cards. I'll show you the main ones. Here's Dr. Livingstone, and he basically believes that everything is petrified biology.
Uh-huh.
And he has a magic feather.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love it. I know who you're talking about.
He fights the Scholars of Doom.
Cold. I know it. I was watching
Then we got hold on, I'm showing you the regular cards here. So here's what the card looks like when it has the border on it. This is Graham Tracker. Graham Tracker, he goes around the world seeking for evidence of his theory that ancients are chocolates. Ancients are chocolates.
Yeah. I know this one. I know that one. Yeah.
And then we got Pickleman 1984. He's part pickle, part cyborg, and he studies transhumanism so he can better understand himself and the world that he lives in. There's different variations of these cards, so some are going to be more rare to find than others in the packs and stuff. I've got like some. I created a magazine, like a pretend magazine called Unum. So sometimes they'll be featured on my magazine that I created. Then we have Russell Sprouts. Russell Sprouts. Now Russell Sprouts, he has a special ability on his card. He can add 2 points when you flip a coin, because there's coin flips in this game. He can add 2 points, or he becomes a permanent clone of the next card that you play. And this is his specialty 3D card. It kind of pops out there.
Pop out. He's reaching out.
Yes.
Reach out and touch face.
Dun, 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 dun. Yep, and that's good old Russell Sprouts. Here's his masterpiece version of the card.
Damn.
Shows more of it.
What's that? He's reaching out. A Brussels sprout or something. What is that?
No. That's like like the Cabbage Patch theory. Like orphan trains, Cabbage Patch kids. They're them being cloned out of pods and stuff like that.
Yeah. I got you.
Grown by the Tartarians, etc. Then we got this guy, Salvatore Fibonacci. Salvatore Fibonacci.
All is toroid. Oh shit! Look at that. That is wild. Got a hole in your face, buddy. That is crazy. And he's holding a donut. Man, Look at that. Look at the sword. You got the sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I put that in there on purpose.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You got to watch out around Salvatore Fibonacci. You don't
That's
mess
it.
around, man. He carries that dagger for a reason.
Yeah. Well, hold on. What is that equation there? Does that say bacon?
Bacon, where? Right here?
B-A. Was it
Oh, right there, right there. I don't know. Let me see. I think.
Oh,
Now,
bacon.
this is just the card version. So I'll show you like the masterpiece version. I gave him an alternate last name here. Salvatore Syncretismo. Now in this one, you can see more of the picture. So for example, like if we zoom in here, you can see, you could see more details.
Damn.
Right.
That is crazy.
You see he's got, oops, that's the next one. Hold on. All right. So you can see, like
yeah.
all the different symbolism.
Yeah. Oh Lord, look at that. That's crazy work.
And then this next one, this guy's name is Zeno Episkeptis. Zeno Episkeptis. He's an alien that lives on another world, and he's got a show on his world where he speculates
Yeah,
a theory
yeah,
called the ancient human theory,
yeah. I
where
know, yeah,
nobody believes that there's a such thing as humans on his world, but he's not saying it was humans, but it was humans.
yeah. That's the
Zeno
one.
Episkeptis.
Uh-huh.
And he's got all these artifacts of what he believes, something he calls humanity that once landed on his world long ago and left behind some of these artifacts.
Yeah, look at that.
Here's a possible example of one. It's kind of blurry. It's kind of hard to make out, but you can kind of see it. Looks like that whatever he calls these humans, he even has like a little golden pin of like this human.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I
ancient
see that.
ancient traveler
Yeah.
theory, stuff that they've left behind. Zeno Episkeptis. You like that? Yeah, he signed it. So some of these are going to be signed by them as well.
Yo.
Those they'll be more rare. Like this one's going to be a foil. Like some of this stuff will be in foil. Like the words I'm not saying it was human. That'll be kind of foil and gold and shiny, and then it'll have like a little signature right here, like his autograph. Some of them have autograph cards or whatever.
Yo, this one caught me off guard. I'm thinking, this
when you realize it, right?
Hey, when you started describing, I was like, oh shit, now I see it.
Here, let me show you some of the other cards. So these are just the character cards.
Oh my god.
I'll show you the conspiracy cards. So there's different types of card inserts that you can find in the packs. Those are just the characters. So I'll show you some of these conspiracy cards, okay? So we've got the Flat Earth conspiracy cards.
Yeah.
We've got the Old World conspiracy card. This is what that one looks like. So I just took like one of the best examples, the visual examples for the particular theory or conspiracy or whatever you would like to call it, and I turned it into a card here.
Yeah, look at that.
This one I might change. I don't know. Some of them these are all just kind of prototypes for now.
Notology, okay. Yo. Tartaria.
This one's going to be a special foil card. So the letters will be all foiled out.
Yeah, yeah.
This one is my own personal one. This is my own favorite one, Fractalverse.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, yeah.
And of course,
Ooh.
got to have this one.
Is that going to be a rare one?
Yes.
Yeah, has to be. Has to be.
And that's it for those. And then I got some other ones here. I'll show you too. So I've got Conspira cards, which are these. I've got the character cards, which we saw, and I've got ones called ads, which stands for Artifact Disclosure Zone. Have you ever seen like the Home Shopping Network or something on TV? They try to sell you things.
Yeah.
It's just a constant commercial. It's real cheesy looking, like you're in a warehouse or something. And then they have something on display, and they get a real big close up of it, and they say, "Call now, 50% off, only $19.95 or whatever." Right?
Yeah.
All right. So I've got different versions. These are all prototypes too, but I'll show you. So I've got one side of the card. I've got different versions. So I've got the side where it's normal, where they're trying to sell you the product. So in this one, they're going to sell you the tinfoil hat. You see there?
Mm-hmm.
So these Artifact Disclosure Zone right now, you can get your own tinfoil hat, personal signal shielding, frequency interference protection. They don't want you wearing this. $19.95. Boom. It's on a little pedestal there. It's on display. Yeah. You got the guy showing it off.
Oh, I see the eye in the background.
Ah, yeah. You see that?
Yeah.
So that's the card. That's the normal version of the card. But then we have the advertisement gone wrong, because this is basically like, when they do these types of shows, it's sort of like a public access, real cheesy feel to it, right? So things go wrong on these shows sometimes. Sometimes people fall off ladders, or, something goes horribly wrong. So I have a version of the card that goes horribly wrong that you can collect. So the tinfoil hat, he tries it on with his assistant here. And they're trying to see if it blocks out, electricity and radiation. And he's getting shocked. His watch blows up and everything. So that's the product gone wrong.
Yeah.
Then we have an ad for the Platinum Signal Tuning Fork. Platinum Signal Tuning Fork, banned by the government for decades. Formerly classified artifact, suppressed frequency attunement, retunes personal vibrations. They don't want you to have this. Platinum. Very nice. I see the Platinum gone wrong. Here's another version of it here, the Platinum Tuning Fork. Top secret. Artifact. For bam. Tuning fork gone wrong.
Look at that.
And you can see them covering their ears. They're bleeding from their nose and their ears and stuff. The screen is all cracked.
Yeah. Broken mirror. Got the concentric vibration rings.
You see that? And then, that's another version of it too.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, just the whole thing is just messed up. Yeah. I like that one too. That's probably going to be like a special insert, like a more rare version that you can get. Just totally messed up the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then this one.
Yeah.
That in there.
That's cold. Yeah, that's cold. That's cold.
Yeah, you like it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
This is the gold tinfoil hat. So this is product. They're trying out the product here. This one's a $19.95 gold tinfoil hat. Now you can see, if we zoom in on it, you can see more of the details. He's like lighting the money on fire. This is for the elite conspiracy theorists. Okay. This is for the elite.
Oh shit.
Yeah. She's got a bag of AC hooked up to her.
Diamond.
This is a better, clearer picture of it. Let's see. And then we got, here's the presentation. So here's the ritzy card. Gleaming, shining
dome. Certificate
of authenticity, etc.
And the UFO in the back. I see the UFO.
Yeah, you see it? Real subtle, right? Real subtle. Let's see what else we got. We got Kirlian Dicyanin sunglasses for sale. Now, Dicyanin special sunglasses. Okay, it says here's the item number. Everything has an item number. Okay.
Yes.
If you there might be something hidden in this item number. I don't know, maybe if you look at it backwards or something.
Yeah.
All right, so it says government tried to suppress,
They
banned
live.
by the authorities. You can view auric fields, see ghosts and spirits, read subliminal messages, reveals reptilians. The EM spectrum reveal, discover hidden secrets, Dicyanin sunglasses. Now it only costs $48.91, which also might be able to be read backwards.
1984. Mm-hmm.
Here's I'll show you the testing of it here. Oh, this is another version. I kind of like this one too. Here's them testing it out. Here's him with his assistant testing it out. Now look at the background. You see how in the background we've got a picture on this version? Look at the background of the picture on this version when he puts on the sunglasses.
Ah, yes, Oblivion. It's different. Ah, yeah. You
notice that?
You see what it is, yeah.
Oh, there we go. I've got her on the phone trying to call somebody there. Oh, here it is. So there's the display, and yeah, I put a little aura around him on this one. Just you can see like he's got a slight aura to him.
Glowing.
Got the product down there.
What's he got? A strap? He's strapped.
Yeah, he's out of bubble gum, so he's all out of bubble gum.
In trouble. Yeah, someone's in trouble.
All right, I think that was it for those. I think I have another card type that will be in these packages that I'll show you. What do you think so far?
I like it. Good stuff, man. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. I like the character parts as well. The character parts is hilarious. Good stuff, man. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I don't remember. So I'm still kind of working on these. These are called the classifieds. So these are card inserts called the classifieds. And we'll start with this one. So this is a type where, you've seen like the classified sections, the tabloids or whatever, right? So it's literally going to be, each card is classified information or information that was considered classified at some point in time. That's just mind-blowing to even think that these were secret government projects. So this one surrounds Project A119. And then this will be like the front, the front of the card. These will be little collectibles and stuff. And then the back of the card. Hold on, let me show you the back. So I've got different versions here. Oh yeah, I like that one. I got Carl Sagan with the fishbowl on his head down here.
That's Sagan. Yeah. This guy is a fishbowl.
Yes. Now let's see if I could show you the back of the card. Hold on, I'll come back to that one. So this is what the back of the card would look like. An actual classified ad from the newspaper. People would put an ad saying like, looking for a beautiful woman, or looking for help with my business, or, stuff like that, where they're looking for trying to sell things or whatever. You could just post things publicly. So this is like someone tore out a piece of that classified section, and it would have something to do with the actual classified project or documents or whatever. So this one says classifieds. Hold on, let me see. Classifieds. Free trip to the moon. Applicant must be patriotic. Experience with aviation ordnance is a plus, because they want to blow up the moon, Must enjoy the movie Armageddon, especially the part where Bruce Willis dies at the end, because they're going to leave him up there. Applicants must have at least one finger which can reliably press a button marked detonate. Must not get airsick. All expenses paid. Wonderful views. Mandatory signed NDA. No next of kin equals priority consideration. And then we got let's see, I'll show you another version. I got different versions of it here. Let's see. Oh, here, I like this one. This one is another classified. So this one, hold on, let me show you the front of this one. Let me show you the front. So this other classified one. This is another one, MK Ultra. So
Yeah,
obviously that was classified information at one point in time. MK Ultra. Shocking proof, top secret files exposed. Military mind control plot. Victims under government hypnosis. And then you see this little sub-article, CIA Bluebird drops LSD artichokes across major city. So there was also, this is a shout out to different projects. There's Project Bluebird and Project Artichoke. Or where they were basically giving free LSD to people and watching what happens to them.
Free LSD?
Yeah, they were giving out LSD to people. The government was. And so this article is tied into that. Let's see. Oh, we'll use this one. I don't know. So I got different versions of it. Hold on, let me see. Which one do I like? I don't know. I got different versions of it. But anyway, so you can see it says classifieds, volunteers needed for secret government project. Then it actually has like a little tab right here of LSD. Citizens needed for psychedelic research and mind expansion experiments. Must have screw loose and be available Tuesdays and Thursdays. Free box of cereal for anyone using the trigger words munchy, crunchy, chocolatey. Must enjoy music of Jimi Hendrix and groovy lava lamps. Willing to get in a windowless van. No squares. Free LSD, no limit. Totally far out plasma sessions. No ability to form memories is ideal. Mandatory NDA. And then there's like a little torn off part of an obituary down here. It says Robert Paulson, age 51. Hobbies, weightlifting, group meetings, latte projects. I don't know if you do you get that reference?
No, I don't get that one.
You ever seen Fight Club?
Yeah.
Remember the guy who dies and they're all surrounding him chanting his name?
Oh, yes. Is that him?
Yeah, his name is Robert Paulson.
Okay. Oh, yeah, yes. And that, you know what? Now you saying that his name is Robert Paulson. Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say as well.
Yeah. So I've sprinkled. I like to sprinkle little inside jokes into a lot of these cards and stuff. Here's some alternate. These are just some of my rough draft ideas that I had at first for different cards. I'll just go through real quick, show you some of these. You can see how like I've built upon them, like adding a bit more and a bit more until it's kind of perfected and looks the way I like it to look. Oh, so that gives you a hint about Pickleman 1984. But I can't show his face though. I'm not supposed to show his face. So the YouTube channel that I took inspiration from, their logo looks very much like this one. And you can't ever see like their eyes on this emblem, which is why I transferred that onto Pickleman 1984, where you can't see his eyes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could kind of see the evolution of the character here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be like probably a special insert. I really like this one. So he's got his pickle people coming down from space to they're spraying people with this pickle juice. You got pickle people who are coming down to like cover these people in their pickle juice or whatever.
Pickle juice. I'm thinking of Pickle Rick when I'm thinking of Pickle Man.
Yeah. Here's his magazine cover, which I took from a famous magazine cover where they actually had an apple in front of someone's head and it had a bite taken out of it.
Yes.
This is my logo. He's my character, my cartoon mascot. He's a cartoon version of Bigfoot that I made to kind of also look like myself.
Mhm.
So on the cards, hold on. These are just ideas for the backs. I'll probably. Oh, this has nothing to do with the
Damn.
cards. This has nothing to do with the cards. I just made this and thought it was cool.
That is wild.
Oh yeah. I forgot about this guy. Hold on, let me show you this one. What did I give? What name did I give this dude? Hold on, I don't want to show his actual face, so let me just make sure. Hold on 1 second.
Caveman.
I'm going through all the what is this guy's name? Oh, I found him. His name's Bob. What is his last name? Oh, I don't have his picture on here. Okay, good. Good. All right, cool. So I can show you this. So his name is, it should show his name. Bob Vanitas. Bob Vanitas. So,
That don't ring a bell.
huh?
That one don't ring a bell. Bob Vanitas.
When you'll figure it out. So he likes to study anthropology. He's an anthropologist. Okay. And he's interested in Rh negative, the origins of different races, and kind of thinks highly of himself. You could kind of say.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Himself.
Kind of thinks highly of himself. Maybe somebody in the chat could figure it out. Anyways, when you know, it'll make a lot more sense. Oh, I made his face a little better. So hold on, these are just rough drafts, remember. So let's see. Let me see the final draft, because it's all about the smile. Here, this one's the best one, I think. I might make it a little brighter, but it's all here in this little smirk. Okay. It's all here in this smirk. No? Hold on. I'll type it in the chat to you, okay? In me and your chat.
Oh, okay.
Hold on 1 minute. 1 moment. All right, I sent it to you in our private chat. You might not know who it is. It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
I don't expect anybody to know who all these people are.
Yeah, okay. I know who that is. I've shown some of the work here. Lots of stuff actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I used to, yeah, okay. I can kind of, yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna show you something else here. Okay. 1 second. All right, boom. Here, click on this link that I'm gonna send to you, okay? And check this out. And then look back at the card.
Yeah.
Okay. You see?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now
Yeah.
you see. You can see it easily.
Yeah.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Definite.
All right. Well, anyways, so we got him. Let's see who else we got here. Oh, here's just some other. Oh, snap. There we go.
Jeez, yo, the feather. You got the feather. Yeah. Dr. Livingstone. Oh my Lord, what a name. Livingstone.
Yeah, this is so funny for me to do. I love doing
That
this.
is wild. That is a proper DC name or Marvel name.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one a lot.
Sad academia. Yeah. Yo, I like that. Look at that. He's got the slab of meat there. Oh man. Planets are people too. Planets are people too. Yo! Planets are people too. Oh man. That is crazy.
Yeah, I'm still
Facts
working
behind
on this
everything.
one. Some of them are still prototypes. These are all different versions.
Dr. Livingstone. That is a cold name. I like that. He looks like the card that you want to avoid. Like, oh, I don't want
Yeah,
that card. It's a bit
right.
creepy, possessive.
So this is kind of behind the scenes to all my how I make these cards and stuff. It's kind of cool to see it actually. I haven't really reviewed it that much.
The golden spoon.
This is just some extra stuff. Was that it? I think that was pretty much it. Let me see. Yeah, so let's see. I'm working on like the packaging and all that. Anyways, that was pretty much it. Let me stop sharing my screen here.
Good stuff there, man. Good
Yeah, it's called
stuff.
Spoof Seekers. So it's going to be it's an actual trading card game, and people would be able to like play it or just collect them if they would just want to collect their favorite personalities, true seekers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, good stuff. Got something
And
there,
I'm
man.
thank you. I'm aiming for the end of the year to have it all finished and stuff, and start selling packs to people. Oh, and then like obviously if I feature like some people I'm reaching out to personally, and I'm like, hey, bro, do you want to be a character in my card game? And pretty much everyone so far has been like, hell yeah. So, everyone that is cool with it, I'll be sending them their own card and their own packs and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's cool stuff there, man. I like that.
Thank you. But yeah, I'm thinking about decoding that movie, The Color of Magic, because there's a lot in there. But it's very long though. It's probably 4 hours or something.
Oh, that's a long one. Wow.
But it's good. There's a lot of good stuff in there, that they're showing people directly in the form of entertainment. The secrets of themselves and the world and the cosmos and stuff. Oh, I'm also going to be a card too, in case anybody was wondering. I'm just kind of saving myself for last.
Okay.
I'll be a goofy looking funny card, I'm sure. Gotta poke a little fun at myself.
That's it. We're in the same boat. That's it. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. Definitely one to watch, most definite. Just from the trailer, I've seen a few things that caught my attention.
One of these nights when you got nothing to do, throw it on in the background. Check it out.
Yeah, I think I will do.
I also I rewatched Moonfall again. Remember that one?
Yeah.
I really like that one. I really like that one.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but it's like a wannabe Armageddon. It's not as big of a blockbuster. Kind of didn't do that great at the box office, but man, there's so much truth inside of that one. And especially remember Moonfall, like I was telling you, like a piece of the firmament drops down.
Yeah.
So the apex dome, the moon falling towards the earth.
Yeah. Even when they go inside of the moon, right? You get to see the arcs, the rings, right? And there's a few things, a few of the monologues that they say while they're flying through the dialogues through while they're flying through the moon, right? They speak about the hallways of the moon, being inside the interior of the moon, and it's just the wordplay that they say, as they're flying through it. It's like, wow.
They're letting you know. He's like, wow, we're inside the moon. They actually said that.
Yeah.
He's like, I think that's the coolest words anyone's ever said.
There you go. Yeah.
We're inside the moon. Boom.
And you can take that many ways, but I think I know how I want to take that.
Yeah. Karen B would not like this movie.
Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. I listen, and there's another thing they mention as well. They speak about the mega structures being the arcs.
Yeah.
Right? Arcs themselves. Now that's something I've been looking into along with K Podgy's work as well, the arc.
Yeah, the arc in the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really interested in that. She's supposed to be at this TrutherCon that I've been invited to go to in Texas later this year. So I'll probably pick her brain and talk with her about it.
Yeah, you have to tell her I'm a big fan, bro. Let her know I want to work.
Okay.
Yeah, please. I've tagged her in a few stuff. She got good content, man, and she I like the way she puts it together. I know she's not everybody's cup of tea, but some of the things she drops, I totally resonates with me.
Yeah, I like it. All right, buddy, but I better get back to work then. Let you get some sleep.
Nice one, bro. I respect that. I got work in a few hours, so yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Spot on.
Time's flying.
That's it. But hey, thanks for coming up, Jay, man. I appreciate your time and your, stuff you bring, man. It's fucking fascinating, bro. I love it.
No problem. All right, always new things.
That's it.
Bring the new stuff.
That's what we strive for. New stuff. We love it.
All right, later.
Peace. There you go. Ah, what a show. And I was about to jump off about an hour or two ago. But then, we had to steer the ship. We had to steer the ship a bit. By the grace of, the powers, I suppose. We've got JayDreamerZ in the building, ladies and gentlemen. That was excellent stuff. That was excellent. Appreciate you, Jay. Good stuff. Grand old chat room. You see you down there. Thanks for rocking out with us, eh? Sweet Asylum, Miss Infinity, Lizzo, Angel Wings, Internal Vision, Provo. Amongst us are Predators, Kimberly. Salutes. Random in the building. Salutes. It's a mindset. Salutes. Appreciate you folks, man. Good stuff. Hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed myself, so that's a plus. That's a plus. That's a plus. You already know the motto, ladies and gentlemen. But first, you must realize all roads lead to the moon. Look after yourself. Love over war. Lay low. London.